What if the life you're living right now is not simply the result of chance, but of powerful, unseen forces that have been at work all along? Forces that shape reality itself. Forces that, whether you realize it or not, have been responding to you every second of your existence. These are the universal laws, the hidden blueprint behind everything. They govern the way energy moves, how thoughts become things, and why certain people seem to attract success effortlessly, while others remain stuck in endless cycles. The truth is, these laws are always in motion. They don't pause, they don't make exceptions, and they don't operate based on luck. But here's the most important part. Once you understand them, you can begin to work with them instead of against them. Ancient wisdom keepers, spiritual masters, and even modern scientists have hinted at these truths for centuries. From quantum physics to sacred texts, the same message repeats: your reality is a reflection of your energy. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions are constantly shaping the world around you. But how does this really work? And more importantly, how can you use these laws to reshape your life? In this video, we will uncover 12 universal laws, exploring how they function and how you can align with them to create profound transformation. From the law of vibration, which explains how your frequency determines your reality, to the law of attraction, which reveals why like attracts like. From the law of cause and effect, which governs karma, to the law of rhythm, which teaches us that life moves in cycles. This isn't just about theory, it's about understanding the hidden mechanics of reality and using them to your advantage. So if you've ever felt stuck, if you've ever wondered why certain patterns keep repeating in your life, if you've ever sensed that there's more to this existence than what we've been told, then stay with me. Because once you truly grasp these laws, you will never see life the same way again. Let's begin with the foundation of all universal laws, the law of divine oneness. The law of divine oneness. Imagine for a moment that you are a single drop of water in the vast ocean. Now try to separate yourself from the ocean itself. No matter how far you drift, you are still part of it, still connected, still influenced by the waves, still one with the whole. This is the law of divine oneness, the foundational principle that states everything in existence is interconnected. There is no true separation between you and anything else in the universe. Every thought, every action, and every emotion you put out creates ripples, affecting not only your life, but the collective energy of all existence. It's easy to believe we are separate. We have individual bodies, personal experiences, and unique perspectives. But beneath the surface of physical reality, we are all made of the same fundamental energy, vibrating, shifting, and interacting at all times. This means that what you think, say, and do doesn't just stay within your own life. It influences everything around you. Ancient teachings and scientific validation. The idea of universal oneness is not new. It has been at the heart of spiritual traditions for thousands of years. In Hinduism, this concept is called Brahman, the belief that all things originate from the same divine source. In Buddhism, it is reflected in interdependent origination, which states that nothing exists in isolation. Even in Christianity, phrases like "we are all one in the body of Christ" echo this deep, universal connection. But this isn't just a spiritual belief, science is now proving it too. Quantum physics has uncovered something remarkable. At the most fundamental level, everything is energy, and all energy is connected. Scientists have discovered that subatomic particles can influence each other instantly, no matter how far apart they are, a phenomenon called quantum entanglement. This means that distance is an illusion. What happens in one part of the universe can instantly affect something elsewhere. And if this is true on a microscopic level, what does it mean for us? It means that your energy, your thoughts, emotions, and intentions are constantly interacting with the energy of everything else. You are never separate. What you send out into the world, whether consciously or unconsciously, is always coming back to you. How the law of divine oneness affects your life. If everything is connected, then your inner world directly shapes your outer world. The way you think about yourself, others, and life as a whole influences not just your experiences, but also the experiences of those around you. Have you ever walked into a room where the tension was so thick you could feel it? No one had to say a word. You could sense the energy. That's because thoughts and emotions are not contained within us. They radiate outward and affect others. Likewise, when you send out thoughts of love, kindness, and abundance, you create a ripple effect that spreads beyond what you can see. If your thoughts and emotions extend beyond you, shaping not only your personal experiences, but the energy of the world around you. Then the question becomes, what are you contributing to the collective energy? Every time you think a thought, you are sending out a vibration. Every time you feel an emotion, you are broadcasting a frequency. This is why self-awareness is so powerful, because whether you realize it or not, you are constantly influencing your surroundings. Take a moment to consider this. Have you ever noticed that when you are in a bad mood, negativity seems to follow you? Perhaps you stub your toe, spill your coffee, or encounter difficult people. On the other hand, when you're in a state of joy or gratitude, everything seems to flow effortlessly. People are kinder, opportunities appear, and life feels easier. This is not a coincidence. It is the law of divine oneness in action. Your inner state affects the external world, and the external world, in turn, reinforces your inner state. The collective consciousness, because we are all interconnected, there exists something known as the collective consciousness, a vast, energetic field made up of the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions of all living beings. This collective energy shapes the world we live in. Consider how movements in history have taken shape. When a group of people shares a common belief, it gains momentum, spreads, and eventually transforms society. Think of the civil rights movement, major spiritual awakenings, or even technological revolutions. These did not happen in isolation. They were fueled by the shared energy of human thought and intention. On a more personal level, this means that when you align yourself with higher states of consciousness, such as love, peace, and compassion, you contribute to elevating the energy of the world. Conversely, when people remain in fear, anger, or negativity, it feeds the lower frequencies in the collective. This is why great spiritual teachers have always emphasized the power of raising one's vibration. Because when you elevate yourself, you are not just helping yourself, you are uplifting everyone around you. Practical ways to align with the law of divine oneness. If everything is connected, then the best way to create a fulfilling, harmonious life is to consciously align your energy with higher states of being. Here are some ways to do that. Practice mindful awareness. Begin noticing your thoughts and emotions throughout the day. Ask yourself, am I sending out love or fear? Am I contributing to peace or chaos? The more aware you become, the more control you have over the energy you project. Cultivate compassion. Treat others with kindness, even when they don't do the same. Remember, what you give out, you also receive. The more compassion you send into the world, the more it will return to you. Surround yourself with positive energy. The people, environments, and media you engage with all influence your vibration. Choose wisely. Spend time with those who uplift and inspire you. Now that we understand how deeply connected everything is, it's important to recognize the power we hold in shaping not only our own lives, but also the energy of the world around us. This means that your thoughts, words, and actions are not isolated. They send out ripples like a stone dropped into a still pond, affecting people and circumstances in ways you may never fully see. Have you ever had a conversation with someone who was deeply kind and compassionate, and afterward you felt lighter? That was their energy touching yours. On the other hand, have you ever walked into a room where there had just been an argument, and you could feel the tension in the air? That's because emotions and intentions leave an energetic imprint. Understanding this gives you a choice. What kind of energy do you want to contribute to the world? Raising your own frequency, because everything is connected, the most effective way to improve your reality is to start from within. When you raise your own vibration, you not only improve your own life, you uplift others as well. One of the simplest ways to do this is through gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful vibrational state that instantly aligns you with higher energy. When you focus on what you are grateful for, you shift your attention away from lack and negativity, bringing more abundance and positivity into your life. Another key factor is self-awareness. Many people go through life reacting unconsciously to their circumstances, unaware that their energy is shaping those very experiences. By taking a moment to pause, breathe, and observe your thoughts, you begin to take control of your vibration. Meditation is a profound tool for this. It helps you quiet the noise of daily life and tune into the deeper, interconnected energy of the universe. Even just a few minutes a day of stillness and mindfulness can shift your entire state of being. Your connection to others. Since we are all energetically linked, our relationships play a major role in shaping our experience of life. When we show up with kindness, honesty, and love, we create deeper, more meaningful connections. But the opposite is also true. Holding on to resentment, anger, or jealousy lowers your vibration and keeps you stuck in cycles of negativity. Forgiveness is a key aspect of the law of divine oneness. When you forgive not just others but also yourself, you release dense energy that holds you back. You free yourself from emotional weight that may have been keeping you tied to lower vibrations. When you truly embrace the idea that we are all one, it becomes easier to practice love, patience, and understanding, even towards those who challenge us. When you begin to see the world through the lens of oneness, something profound happens. You stop seeing yourself as separate from others, and instead, you recognize that every interaction is a reflection of the energy you bring into the world. This realization is life-changing. It means that if you desire more love, more kindness, more understanding, you must first embody those qualities yourself. The energy you put out is the energy that will return to you. But what about when the world doesn't seem to reflect that back? What about when you encounter negativity, resistance, or hardship? Understanding challenges through oneness. Many people struggle with the idea that we are all connected because they see suffering, injustice, and pain in the world. If we are all one, why do these things exist? The answer lies in awareness and choice. Every soul is on its own journey, experiencing different lessons and growth at different times. Some people are still caught in cycles of fear, anger, and separation. But that doesn't mean you have to. When you meet resistance, whether it's from difficult people, external challenges, or even your own doubts, you have a choice. You can react with the same lower energy, or you can rise above it. The moment you choose to respond with love instead of fear, patience instead of frustration, and understanding instead of judgment, you shift the energy of that interaction. You become a beacon of higher consciousness, influencing the collective in ways you may never fully see. The ripple effect of your energy. Imagine a single candle lighting up a dark room. The darkness doesn't overpower the candle's light spreads, illuminating everything around it. You are that candle. Your energy, your vibration, your consciousness, it all has a ripple effect. Even the smallest act of kindness, the simplest moment of gratitude, the quietest moment of peace within you, these things contribute to raising the vibration of the entire world. Science has even begun to confirm this. Studies in quantum physics suggest that everything in the universe is interconnected at a fundamental level. When one particle is affected, another distant particle can respond instantly, no matter the space between them. If this is true on a microscopic level, imagine what it means for your thoughts, your intentions, your consciousness. Living in alignment with oneness. So how do you take this knowledge and apply it to your everyday life? How do you truly live in alignment with the law of divine oneness? It begins with a simple yet powerful shift. Become intentional with your energy. When you wake up, set an intention for how you want to feel and how you want to show up in the world. Before you speak, ask yourself, is what I'm about to say coming from love or fear? Before reacting, pause and remember, we are all connected. How I respond affects more than just me. When you begin to live intentionally, when you become fully aware that your energy is shaping the world around you, life no longer feels random. You start to see patterns. You notice how your emotions influence the situations you attract. You become deeply aware that everything you think, say, and do is part of something much greater than yourself. This is the power of the law of divine oneness. It is not just a concept to be understood, it is a truth to be lived. But how do you apply it in moments of struggle? How do you embody this wisdom when life feels difficult? Shifting your energy in difficult times, it's easy to stay aligned with higher vibrations when things are going well. The true mastery comes in how you handle life's challenges. Perhaps you experience a setback, a rejection, a failure, or an unexpected hardship. The instinct might be to react with frustration, disappointment, or doubt. But in that moment, you have a choice. You can see the event as something happening to you, or you can see it as something happening for you. If everything is connected, then even your challenges serve a purpose. Even the moments of difficulty are guiding you, shaping you, and helping you grow. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Shift the question to, what is this trying to teach me? The power of perspective. When you see yourself as separate from the world, life feels unpredictable. It feels like things just happen, without meaning or control. But when you understand the law of divine oneness, you realize that you are not separate from life, you are co-creating it. Your thoughts influence your emotions influence your actions shape your reality. So, when you face a challenge, step back and observe. What am I believing about this situation? What energy am I bringing into it? How can I shift my perspective to align with a higher vibration? Often the moment you change your perception, the situation itself begins to shift. How oneness manifests in everyday life. Oneness is not just a spiritual idea, it's something you can witness in everyday moments. The warmth of a stranger's smile that brightens your day. The way music has the power to uplift an entire crowd. The way laughter spreads from one person to another, instantly shifting the energy of a room. These are reminders that we are deeply connected, that our energy is always influencing the world, whether we realize it or not. Everything in existence is woven together in an intricate web of energy. Every thought, every action, and every intention sends out ripples that touch the lives of others, whether we realize it or not. This connection is always present. It can be seen in the way emotions spread through a room, in the way a single act of kindness can brighten someone's entire day, and in the way nature operates in perfect harmony. Because of this universal connection, the energy you carry affects more than just yourself. A positive shift in your thoughts and emotions doesn't only uplift you, it influences the world around you. Mindfulness plays a key role in this. Being aware of your energy allows you to move through life with greater intention, shaping your reality in ways you may never have imagined. Imagine waking up feeling stressed, moving through the day with frustration. That energy spreads through your words, your actions, even the way you interact with strangers. It's like a ripple in a pond, extending outward in ways that affect far more than just you. Now picture a different approach. You start the day with a moment of deep breathing, grounding yourself in gratitude. Even when challenges arise, you remain centered, responding rather than reacting. This energy spreads as well through a kind word, a patient response, a moment of understanding. This is the essence of the law of divine oneness. It is a reminder that no action is small, no thought is insignificant, and no emotion is isolated. Everything is connected. The role of compassion in oneness. Compassion is a powerful way to embody this law. When faced with negativity or resistance from others, it's natural to feel frustrated. But stepping back and seeing the bigger picture changes everything. A person acting out in anger or fear is often struggling in ways we cannot see. Instead of reacting with judgment, responding with understanding can shift the entire dynamic. Healing yourself contributes to the healing of others. By raising your own vibration through love, patience, and self-awareness, you are not only transforming your own life, but also uplifting those around you. Nature is a reflection of oneness. The truth of oneness can be seen clearly in nature. A forest may seem like individual trees standing alone, but beneath the surface, their roots intertwine, sharing nutrients and communication. The ocean tells the same story. Waves rise and fall, appearing separate, yet they remain part of the same vast sea. We too are like this, seemingly individual, yet always connected. This deep connection is not just a theory, it is something you can witness in your daily life. Every interaction, every coincidence, every shared moment of joy or sadness is a reminder that we are not separate. Think about the last time you had a strong feeling about someone before they called or messaged you. Or the times when you thought about a certain topic, only to see it show up repeatedly throughout your day. These experiences are not random. They are reflections of your inner world manifesting externally. Since everything is connected, your inner state influences your outer reality. When you cultivate peace within, you start to notice more peace in your environment. When you carry gratitude in your heart, life seems to offer more reasons to be grateful. The reverse is also true. If you hold on to resentment, anger, or fear, it shapes the way you see and experience the world. It's not about ignoring difficult emotions, but rather understanding that you have the power to shift them. How energy influences the collective. Every thought and action contributes to the collective energy of the world. Imagine a room full of people. If one person begins to laugh, the mood shifts. If someone expresses frustration, tension fills the space. Now expand that idea to a larger scale. If millions of people focus on fear and division, that energy spreads, shaping the world in ways we may not even realize. But just as fear can spread, so can love, peace, and kindness. One person choosing to embody higher vibrations can inspire others to do the same. A single act of kindness can shift someone's entire day. A peaceful presence in a moment of chaos can bring calm to those around them. This is why it's so powerful to be intentional with your thoughts and actions. You are not just influencing your own reality, you are influencing the energy of the collective, bringing awareness to your connection with others. Since everything and everyone is connected, how you treat others is ultimately a reflection of how you treat yourself. When you judge someone harshly, it often stems from an unhealed part of yourself. When you show kindness, it is because you have cultivated kindness within. A powerful practice is to ask yourself, how am I contributing to the energy of the spaces I enter? Am I uplifting those around me, or am I adding to negativity? How can I show up as a reflection of the love and unity I wish to see in the world? The more you bring awareness to your connection with others, the more you realize that every interaction is an opportunity. An opportunity to uplift, to inspire, to bring understanding where there was once separation. Many of the conflicts in the world come from the illusion of disconnection. The idea that we are separate individuals, each struggling for survival, fuels competition, division, and even suffering. But when you look deeper, you see that separation is an illusion. The same breath that flows through you flows through all living beings. The same source that brought you into existence brought everyone else here as well. At our core, beyond all labels, we are one. This understanding changes how you view relationships. You begin to see people not as strangers, but as reflections of yourself. Their struggles mirror your own. Their victories are a sign of what's possible for you as well. When someone is unkind, you recognize that their actions stem from their own pain, not from true malice. When someone offers love, you see it as a reminder that love is always present, always available to you. The power of intention and collective shifts. Since we are all connected, the energy you put out matters. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions don't just shape your personal experience, they contribute to the collective energy of the world. If enough people shift their awareness toward love, unity, and compassion, the entire world begins to shift. Societies evolve, relationships heal, and new possibilities emerge. Think about historical movements where change was created through a collective shift in consciousness. When people come together with a shared vision, incredible transformations take place. But these shifts don't only happen on a global scale. They happen in small moments, in families, in friendships, in communities. Every conversation, every act of kindness, every choice to rise above negativity contributes to a larger movement of consciousness. Living in alignment with oneness, the question then becomes, how can you live in alignment with this law? One way is through presence. When you are fully present, you feel the connection between yourself and the world more deeply. You notice synchronicities, moments of beauty, and the subtle ways in which life communicates with you. Another way is through gratitude. When you appreciate the people, experiences, and even challenges in your life, you reinforce the connection you have with everything around you. Gratitude strengthens the flow of positive energy and deepens your awareness of how supported you truly are. Living in alignment with oneness also means choosing love over fear. It means responding to life with an open heart, even when circumstances challenge you. It's easy to fall into patterns of separation, us versus them, right versus wrong, but true awareness recognizes the unity beneath all differences. This doesn't mean ignoring boundaries or allowing negativity into your life. Rather, it's about recognizing that even in moments of conflict, there is a deeper connection at play. When you respond with understanding instead of reaction, you shift the energy of the interaction. Imagine someone criticizing you. Your immediate instinct might be to defend yourself or push back. But if you pause and recognize that their words are a reflection of their own internal struggles, you no longer feel attacked. Instead, you see an opportunity to break the cycle, to bring a different energy into the moment. This level of awareness transforms how you experience life. Instead of seeing obstacles as things that happen to you, you begin to see them as things that happen for you. Each challenge becomes a chance to grow, to deepen your connection with yourself and the world around you. Embodying oneness in daily life. So how do you take this understanding and bring it into your daily life? It starts with small but powerful shifts in perception. The next time you step outside, take a moment to notice the world around you. The trees, the sky, the people passing by, all part of the same intricate web of life. When you interact with someone, whether it's a friend or a stranger, remind yourself that you are connected. Their experiences, their emotions, their energy, all intertwining with your own in ways you may not fully see. Before reacting to a situation, ask yourself, am I responding with love or with fear? Am I seeing connection or separation? These simple reflections can shift your entire perspective. Another powerful practice is meditation. Taking even a few minutes each day to sit in stillness and connect with your breath can help you feel the oneness of everything more deeply. As your awareness expands, you begin to feel that you are not just an observer of life, you are an active participant in the grand, interconnected dance of existence. The law of divine oneness is not just an idea, it is a way of being. It is a reminder that you are never alone, never separate, never isolated. You are part of something vast, something beautiful, something infinite. And the more you align with this truth, the more life begins to reflect it back to you in profound and miraculous ways. The law of vibration. The law of vibration tells us that everything in the universe is in a constant state of motion. Everything is vibrating at its own unique frequency, and these vibrations affect the reality we experience. Take a moment to think about the world around you. The chair you're sitting on, the screen you're looking at, even the air you're breathing. All of these things are made up of energy. They may appear solid, but at a subatomic level they are constantly in motion, vibrating at different frequencies. You too are vibrating. Your body, your thoughts, your emotions, all of them are energy moving at different frequencies. And just like everything else in the universe, your vibration shapes the world around you. Vibration and frequency. Think of a musical note. When you strike a chord, it produces a sound that resonates at a specific frequency. The sound waves travel through the air, and you can feel them vibrating in your body. Now imagine that your thoughts and emotions are like musical notes. Every thought you think, every feeling you experience, emits its own unique frequency into the universe. Positive thoughts and emotions vibrate at higher frequencies, while negative ones vibrate at lower frequencies. This is why it's so important to be mindful of your thoughts and emotions. If you are constantly thinking negative thoughts or feeling negative emotions, you are lowering your vibration, which can lead to experiences that match that lower frequency. On the other hand, when you focus on positivity, gratitude, love, and joy, you raise your vibration, attracting experiences that align with those higher frequencies. Energy and its impact on our reality. Everything around you is energy in motion, and that energy interacts with other energies. Your vibrations influence the energy of the people and situations around you. If you're in a room filled with negative energy, you can feel it, and it may affect your mood or state of mind. Similarly, when you're around positive, uplifting energy, it can elevate your own vibration. This is why it's crucial to surround yourself with people and environments that support your higher vibration. If you're constantly exposed to negativity, whether through people, media, or situations, it can bring your energy down, making it harder to maintain a positive outlook. Think of your vibration as a magnet. You are constantly attracting energy that matches your frequency. If you are vibrating at a high frequency, you'll attract more positive, loving, and supportive people and experiences into your life. If you're vibrating at a lower frequency, you might attract experiences that match that energy, such as feelings of frustration, negativity, or even conflict. The power of your thoughts. Your thoughts are incredibly powerful. Each one sends out vibrations into the universe that affect your surroundings. This is why the law of vibration is so closely tied to the law of attraction. Your thoughts create your reality by emitting vibrations that attract similar frequencies. When you focus on positive outcomes and visualize your desires, you raise your vibration and align yourself with the energy needed to manifest those desires. On the other hand, if you focus on fear, doubt, or scarcity, you lower your vibration and attract more of the same. The more you practice maintaining a positive mindset and focusing on high vibration thoughts, the easier it becomes to raise your frequency and attract what you truly desire. One of the most profound aspects of the law of vibration is that your energy doesn't just affect your personal experiences, it also impacts the collective energy of the world around you. Your vibrations ripple out and influence others, whether you realize it or not. Think about how you feel when you're around someone who's radiating positivity and joy. Their high vibration lifts you, making you feel lighter, more hopeful, and more inspired. Now contrast that with the effect someone with negative energy has. When you're around someone who's constantly complaining or in a bad mood, you might feel drained or even frustrated. This is the power of vibrations. You may not see it, but the energy you put out has a profound effect on the world around you. When you raise your own vibration, you not only transform your own life, but you begin to positively influence those you interact with. This is the beauty of the interconnectedness of all things. How to raise your vibration? Raising your vibration is something that can be done intentionally, with small, consistent actions. It starts with becoming more aware of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Here are some ways to raise your vibration. Focus on gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrational frequencies. The more you express gratitude, the higher your vibration will become. Take a moment each day to reflect on what you're thankful for. This simple practice shifts your focus from lack to abundance, raising your frequency in the process. Practice self-love. When you love yourself, you raise your vibration. Speak kindly to yourself, honor your needs, and recognize your worth. Self-love elevates your energy and helps you align with your highest self. Engage in activities that bring you joy. Joy is a powerful force that lifts your vibration. Whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing a hobby, or simply enjoying nature, make time for things that bring you happiness. Surround yourself with high vibration people. The people you spend time with greatly influence your energy. Choose to be around those who uplift and inspire you, and avoid those who drain your energy. Meditate. Meditation is a powerful tool for raising your vibration. By quieting the mind and connecting with your inner self, you align with higher frequencies of peace, love, and joy. Be mindful of your thoughts. Every thought has a vibration. Try to shift your focus to positive, empowering thoughts. The more you train your mind to focus on what you want rather than what you fear, the higher your vibration will be. The role of emotions in vibration. Emotions play a critical role in the law of vibration. Your emotional state is a direct reflection of your vibration. Positive emotions like love, joy, and gratitude are associated with high frequencies, while emotions like fear, anger, and sadness are linked to lower vibrations. When you experience negative emotions, it's important not to suppress them. Instead, allow yourself to feel them fully, and then consciously shift your focus to a higher vibration. For example, if you're feeling frustrated or upset, take a moment to acknowledge those feelings, but then try to redirect your attention to something you're grateful for. By shifting your emotional state, you raise your vibration and bring yourself back into alignment with your desires. The law of vibration is not just about raising your vibration for the sake of feeling better. It also plays a significant role in the manifestation process. When your vibration is high, you naturally align with the energy of your desires, which makes it easier to attract them into your reality. This is where the connection between vibration and the law of attraction becomes clear. Think about it this way: if you're vibrating at a frequency that is in alignment with the life you want to create, the universe begins to mirror that frequency by bringing experiences, people, and opportunities that match it. Your vibration acts like a signal, broadcasting out into the world and attracting the energy that corresponds to it. This is why it's so important to be intentional about the energy you put out. If you're constantly focusing on your fears or limitations, you're sending out a signal of lack and scarcity. But if you focus on abundance, success, and love, you send out a vibration that invites those same qualities into your life. Practical tips to align your vibration with your desires. Visualize your goals. Visualizing your goals is a powerful way to align your vibration with your desires. When you imagine yourself living the life you want, feeling the emotions associated with your success, you raise your frequency and attract experiences that match those feelings. Act in alignment with your desires. Action is an important part of the manifestation process. While it's essential to maintain a high vibration, taking inspired action brings your desires into the physical realm. This might mean making choices that align with your goals, or taking small steps toward your vision every day. Let go of resistance. Resistance lowers your vibration because it keeps you stuck in a state of fear or doubt. If you find yourself resisting a situation or outcome, take a moment to reflect on what's causing that resistance. Release it, and trust that things are unfolding in perfect timing. Use affirmations. Positive affirmations are a great way to change your thought patterns and raise your vibration. By repeating statements like, "I am worthy of all good things," or "I am in alignment with my highest good," you retrain your mind to focus on what you want to attract. Embrace the present moment. The present moment is where your power lies. When you're fully immersed in the now, you're more likely to feel at peace and in alignment with your true self. This state of presence naturally elevates your vibration and helps you manifest more easily. Vibration and the law of attraction. The law of vibration directly influences the law of attraction. You've likely heard the saying, "Like attracts like." This principle is rooted in the idea that everything operates on frequencies, and like frequencies are naturally drawn to one another. If you're vibrating at a frequency of joy, love, and abundance, the universe will send more of those experiences your way. But if your frequency is filled with negativity, doubt, or fear, you may unintentionally attract situations that mirror those lower vibrations. This is why it's so important to be aware of your vibration and consciously work to raise it. As you align with higher frequencies, you create the conditions for your desires to manifest, and you open the door to a more fulfilling and abundant life. One of the most transformative aspects of the law of vibration is the understanding that your vibration is constantly changing. Your energy is fluid, and you have the power to shift it at any moment. While you may face moments of challenge or negativity, you can always raise your vibration by consciously choosing your thoughts, emotions, and actions. This is empowering because it means you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are in control of the energy you emit, and through your choices, you can change the course of your life. Shifting your vibration in moments of difficulty. We all go through tough times, and there may be moments when your vibration drops. It's important to remember that this is completely normal. Life has its ups and downs. The key is to recognize when your vibration has lowered and take steps to shift it. Here are a few strategies to shift your vibration when you're feeling stuck or low. Acknowledge your feelings. Sometimes the best way to raise your vibration is to allow yourself to feel what you're feeling without judgment. When you suppress or ignore negative emotions, it can make them persist. By acknowledging them, you give yourself permission to move through them. Practice deep breathing. Breathing deeply and slowly helps calm your nervous system and brings you back into the present moment. This simple act can instantly raise your vibration and restore balance. Shift your focus. Redirect your attention to something that brings you joy or peace. Whether it's a favorite song, a walk in nature, or a conversation with a friend, find something that uplifts your spirit and brings you back to a higher vibration. Affirmations for shifting. Affirmations are a powerful tool for shifting your energy. When you repeat positive statements, you begin to reprogram your subconscious mind, changing your vibration from within. Connect with nature. Nature has an incredible ability to raise your vibration. Spend time outdoors, whether it's in a park, by the beach, or in the mountains. The natural world has an inherently high frequency that can help realign your energy. The infinite potential of the law of vibration. The law of vibration teaches us that everything is energy, and we are all interconnected through these vibrations. By becoming more aware of our own vibration and intentionally raising it, we can transform our lives. Your vibration affects everything, from your relationships to your career, your health, and your overall well-being. The more consciously you choose to raise your vibration, the more positive energy you will attract into your life. At the deepest level, the law of vibration is about understanding that you are a part of a greater, interconnected universe. Every thought, every feeling, every action you take sends ripples of energy out into the world. By aligning your vibration with your highest intentions, you create a life that is filled with peace, abundance, and joy. The energy you emit is the energy you attract, so remember to vibrate at the frequency of what you truly desire. As you raise your vibration, you align with the universe's natural flow, inviting everything you need to manifest your highest reality. The law of perpetual transmutation. Everything around you, everything you see, touch, and experience is constantly changing. Even if something appears still, the truth is, at a microscopic level, it is always in motion. Energy is never static. It is always shifting, evolving, and transforming into something new. This is the essence of the law of perpetual transmutation of energy, the understanding that energy is always moving, and that we, as conscious beings, have the power to direct that movement. This law is what allows transformation to happen in our lives. It is why people can rise from hardship to success. It is why emotions can shift from sadness to joy, why ideas can become reality, and why even the smallest effort can create waves of change. But here's the most powerful realization: energy flows where attention goes. This means that whatever you focus on, you are actively fueling. If you focus on fear, doubt, or negativity, you give those energies more strength. But if you focus on growth, possibility, and abundance, you shift your energy toward transformation and success. Imagine that your thoughts, emotions, and actions are all forms of energy. They don't just stay within you, they radiate outward and interact with the world around you. Every time you think a thought, you send out energy. Every time you take an action, you set energy into motion. This is why small changes can create a ripple effect. Even the tiniest shift in your mindset, your habits, or your emotions can set in motion a much larger transformation. Throughout history, those who have understood this law have used it to create incredible success. Every great invention, every breakthrough, and every personal triumph has been fueled by the ability to take energy and direct it towards something greater. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy teaches us that nothing is ever truly stuck. No matter where you are in life, no matter what you're facing, energy is always moving. And because it is always moving, it means that change is always possible. This is one of the most empowering universal laws because it reminds us that we are not powerless. We are not bound by our past, our circumstances, or even our current emotions. We have the ability to take the energy we have now and shift it into something better. In the next section, we'll explore how to harness this law in your own life, how to take the energy of your thoughts, emotions, and actions, and consciously direct them toward growth, transformation, and success. If energy is always in motion, then the key to transformation is learning how to direct that energy in a way that serves you. Instead of letting external circumstances dictate your reality, you can take charge of your energy and shift it toward the life you truly desire. The first step in harnessing this law is awareness. You must become conscious of the energy you are currently carrying. What thoughts dominate your mind? What emotions do you experience most often? What kind of energy are you feeding into your life every single day? Many people unknowingly hold on to lower vibrational energy, doubt, fear, frustration, without realizing that they have the power to change it. But here's the truth: you are not stuck with the energy you have. You can always transmute it into something greater. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through intentional thought shifting. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, pause. Recognize that your thoughts are energy in motion. Instead of letting them spiral downward, consciously redirect them. Ask yourself, what is a more empowering thought I can choose right now? How can I see this situation from a perspective that serves me? By shifting your thoughts, you begin shifting your energy. Another way to transmute energy is through action. Energy doesn't just exist in thought, it is also embedded in the things you do. If you feel stuck, take a small action that aligns with the outcome you desire. Even something as simple as organizing your space, moving your body, or reaching out to someone for guidance can create an energetic shift. Movement itself is a powerful way to change your energy. When you feel stagnant, do something that physically engages your body. Go for a walk, dance, stretch. These small actions help transmute lower vibrational energy into something more expansive and uplifting. Another profound method for shifting energy is gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrational states you can embody. When you focus on what you are thankful for, you are actively transforming your energy into one of abundance and receptivity. Try this simple practice. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Think of 3 things you are grateful for right now. As you bring them to mind, allow yourself to feel the warmth of that gratitude. In just a few moments, your energy has already shifted. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy reminds us that no matter where we are, no matter what we're experiencing, we have the ability to change our energy. Transformation is always within reach. One of the most profound applications of the law of perpetual transmutation of energy is emotional alchemy, the ability to transform lower emotions into higher states of being. Many people believe they are at the mercy of their emotions, but in reality, emotions are simply energy in motion. They are not fixed, they are fluid. And because energy is always shifting, so too can your emotions. Think about a time when you felt weighed down by sadness, frustration, or fear. In that moment, it might have felt like those emotions were in control, but then something happened. Maybe a kind word from a friend, a shift in perspective, or even just the passage of time, and suddenly, the emotion began to change. This is the law of perpetual transmutation of energy in action. Energy never stays in one place, it is always seeking movement. The question is, are you directing it consciously, or are you allowing it to direct you? Steps to transmute emotional energy. If you want to shift your emotional energy intentionally, start by observing what you're feeling without judgment. Often we resist negative emotions, which causes them to persist. Instead of pushing them away, simply acknowledge them. Try this. Pause for a moment and take a deep breath. Name the emotion you are feeling, whether it's stress, sadness, or frustration. Remind yourself that this emotion is just energy. It is not who you are. Once you've acknowledged the energy, the next step is movement. Energy needs an outlet. If it stays stagnant, it becomes heavier. But when you engage in intentional movement, you allow the energy to transform. Some powerful ways to transmute emotional energy include breathwork. Taking slow, deep breaths can shift your internal state almost instantly. Writing it out, journaling is a powerful way to release emotional energy and bring clarity to your mind. Speaking it aloud, expressing what you're feeling, even if it's just to yourself, can help move the energy. Creative expression, music, painting, or any form of creativity allows emotions to take new form. Physical movement, stretching, yoga, or even shaking your body can help energy flow more freely. When you begin to see your emotions as fluid energy, rather than fixed states, you unlock a new level of personal power. You realize that no feeling is permanent. Every emotion carries a frequency, and you have the ability to shift that frequency at will. By mastering emotional alchemy, you take full control of your energy. You no longer react unconsciously to life, you respond intentionally. And with this awareness, you begin to shape your reality in ways you never thought possible. Energy follows focus. Wherever you direct your attention, you send energy. This is why your thoughts, emotions, and actions shape your reality. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy teaches us that if we want to transform our lives, we must first transform where and how we focus our energy. Take a moment to reflect. Where has your focus been lately? Have you been dwelling on past struggles? Have you been consumed by stress, doubt, or negativity? Or have you been intentionally directing your energy toward growth, possibilities, and solutions? Many people don't realize that their attention is one of their most powerful creative tools. What you focus on expands. If you constantly think about problems, you amplify them. If you focus on gratitude, opportunities, and personal evolution, you shift your energy toward a more empowered state. The question is, how can you intentionally shift your focus to direct your energy toward transformation? The power of reframing perception. Your reality is shaped by how you perceive things. The same event can be seen as a problem or an opportunity. It all depends on how you choose to interpret it. For example, imagine facing a setback in your personal or professional life. One perspective might see it as a failure proof, that things aren't working. But another perspective sees it as feedback, as a lesson, as a necessary stepping stone towards success. This shift in perception is a form of energy transmutation. Instead of letting an experience drain you, you transform it into something empowering. To practice this, whenever you encounter a challenge, ask yourself, what is this experience teaching me? How can I use this situation to grow stronger? What opportunities might be hidden within this moment? Simply changing how you view something changes the energy you give to it. Visualization. Directing energy toward your desired reality. One of the most effective ways to shift your energy is through visualization. Your mind cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and reality. When you see something in your mind's eye, you are already beginning the process of bringing it into form. Try this. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Imagine yourself in the reality you desire. See yourself radiating confidence, success, and fulfillment. Feel the emotions of already having what you seek. By doing this regularly, you are aligning your energy with your desired outcome. You are setting transformation in motion. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy reminds us that change is always possible. With focus and intention, we can shift our energy at any moment, creating a life that reflects our highest potential. Understanding the law of perpetual transmutation of energy is one thing, applying it to your daily life is another. If energy is always in motion, then the key to transformation is learning how to direct it with purpose. The good news, you don't need anything external to do this. You already have the tools within you. Let's explore practical techniques that will help you consciously transmute energy in your daily life. Morning intention setting. The energy you begin your day with sets the tone for everything that follows. Instead of letting the day unfold randomly, take a few moments in the morning to set a conscious intention. Try this. Upon waking, take 3 deep breaths. Ask yourself, how do I want to feel today? Choose a word that represents your desired energy, such as focused, peaceful, powerful, or grateful. As you move through the day, return to this word whenever you feel distracted or off balance. By doing this, you align your energy with the reality you want to experience. 2. Shifting energy in the moment. Throughout the day, you may encounter stress, frustration, or negativity. Instead of letting these emotions control you, practice instant energy shifting techniques. One of the fastest ways to shift your state is through breath work. Try this. If you're feeling overwhelmed, pause. Inhale deeply for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly for 8 seconds. Repeat 3 times. This simple practice slows your nervous system, clears mental clutter, and redirects your energy toward a state of balance. 3. Transforming negative energy into motivation. Instead of avoiding negative emotions, use them as fuel. Anger, frustration, or disappointment contain powerful energy if you direct them wisely. Ask yourself, what is this emotion telling me? How can I use this energy productively? For example, frustration with a situation might be a sign that you're ready for growth. Instead of letting it consume you, channel that energy into something constructive, whether it's working toward a goal, exercising, or problem solving. This is how energy transmutation works. Nothing is wasted, everything can be transformed. Through energy cleansing practices, just as you clean your physical space, you must also cleanse your energy. Here are a few ways to clear stagnant energy and maintain high vibrations. Spending time in nature. Walk barefoot on grass. Feel the sun on your skin. Breathe in fresh air. Cold showers. A quick cold rinse instantly resets your energy. Sound healing. Listen to high-frequency sounds like 430 Nu2 Hz or 5T U2 Hz or 5T 228 Hz music. Decluttering your space. A cluttered environment reflects a cluttered mind. By incorporating these small practices into your daily routine, you begin consciously shifting your energy rather than being at the mercy of external influences. You are always in control of your energetic state. With practice, transmuting energy becomes second nature. Energy exists on a spectrum. Just as light moves through different wavelengths and sound resonates at various frequencies, your personal energy operates on a vibrational scale. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy teaches us that lower vibrations can be transformed into higher ones through conscious intent. But what does it truly mean to raise your frequency? At its core, your energetic frequency is a reflection of your thoughts, emotions, and state of being. When you are in states of joy, love, and gratitude, your energy vibrates at a higher level. When you experience fear, stress, or anger, your vibration lowers. The good news, you are never stuck. Because energy is always moving, you can always shift it. 1. The power of gratitude as a frequency shifter. One of the fastest ways to elevate your energy is gratitude. It is scientifically proven to increase positive emotions, improve mental clarity, and even boost physical health. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. And because energy follows focus, practicing gratitude magnetizes more of what you appreciate into your life. Try this. Think of 3 things you are grateful for right now. Feel the emotion behind them, not just the thought, but the actual feeling of appreciation. Notice how your energy changes, even slightly. The more consistently you do this, the more you rewire your energy field to naturally align with abundance. 2. The role of environment in your vibration. Your surroundings play a crucial role in your energetic state. The people you interact with, the media you consume, and even the spaces you spend time in all influence your vibration. Have you ever noticed how being around certain people leaves you feeling drained, while others uplift you? This is not random, it's energetic resonance. To maintain a high frequency, consider, who do you spend time with? Are they inspiring and uplifting, or do they drain your energy? What kind of content do you consume? Is it empowering, or does it feed negativity? Is your personal space cluttered or peaceful? A cluttered space often creates mental fog. Small adjustments in your environment can dramatically shift your energy over time. 3. The frequency of words and affirmations. Words carry energy. The language you use both out loud and in your mind affects your vibrational state. Consider the difference between these 2 self-statements. I am always struggling. Low frequency. I am constantly learning and evolving. Higher frequency. Which one feels more empowering? The words you repeat shape your reality because they reinforce energetic patterns. Try incorporating affirmations like, I am aligned with abundance and opportunity. My energy is clear, powerful, and radiant. I effortlessly attract positive experiences. By consistently speaking and thinking in a way that aligns with higher vibrations, you naturally elevate your energetic state. Every moment presents an opportunity to shift. You are never stuck. By consciously choosing thoughts, emotions, and actions that align with higher frequencies, you activate the law of perpetual transmutation of energy in its most powerful form. One of the most profound truths of the law of perpetual transmutation of energy is that energy flows best when it is not resisted. The more you try to force a situation, the more friction you create. The more you allow energy to flow naturally, the more effortlessly things begin to align. This is where the art of letting go comes in. Letting go is not about giving up, it's about releasing resistance so that higher energy can move through you. But how do you truly let go when your mind wants to hold on? How do you trust that things will work out even when uncertainty arises? 1. Releasing resistance and trusting the process. Have you ever tried to swim against a strong current? The harder you fight, the more exhausted you become. But the moment you surrender and allow yourself to be carried by the flow, everything becomes easier. Life works the same way. The energy of the universe is always moving toward balance, expansion, and growth. But when you resist through fear, doubt, or attachment to control, you block that natural flow. To practice releasing resistance, try this simple shift in perspective. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, how is this happening for me? Instead of focusing on what's not working, ask, what is this moment teaching me? Instead of clinging to a specific outcome, say, I trust that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. The moment you release resistance, energy starts flowing in a way that aligns with your highest good. 2. The power of surrender and allowance. Many people mistake surrender for weakness. But in reality, surrender is the highest form of trust. It means knowing that you don't have to control everything. You only need to align your energy with the outcome you desire. Think of planting a seed. You don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You water it, give it sunlight, and trust that nature will take care of the rest. Your goals, dreams, and manifestations work the same way. When you set an intention and take inspired action, the universe moves in response. Your job is not to force the outcome, it's to hold the vibration of trust and allow the energy to unfold. Here's a powerful affirmation to reinforce this mindset. I release the need to control. I trust in divine timing. I allow abundance to flow freely into my life. 3. Detaching from outcomes to amplify energy flow. One of the biggest blocks to energy transmutation is attachment to specific outcomes. When you fixate on exactly how something should happen, you limit the infinite possibilities that exist. Instead, practice detached intention, where you set a clear vision, take aligned action, and then release the how. Try this exercise. Think of a goal or desire you have right now. Visualize it as already accomplished. Now imagine yourself letting it go, trusting that it is on its way to you in the perfect way and time. Feel a sense of lightness as you surrender the need to control. When you do this, you stop pushing energy away through desperation and instead become a magnet for aligned experiences. Energy always moves toward the path of least resistance. When you allow instead of force, when you trust instead of doubt, you step into the universal flow of transformation. Every emotion carries a frequency. Love, joy, and peace exist at the highest vibrations, while fear, anger, and sadness resonate at lower frequencies. But here's the key: no vibration is permanent. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy teaches us that energy is always in motion. This means that even the heaviest emotions can be transformed into lighter, more empowering states. This process is known as emotional alchemy, the art of turning dense emotional energy into something powerful, expansive, and aligned. 1. Understanding emotional frequency shifts. Imagine your emotions as water. At lower vibrations, the water is frozen, rigid, heavy, and difficult to move. As energy increases, the ice melts into water, becoming more fluid and adaptable. With even higher energy, the water turns into steam, rising effortlessly. Your emotional energy works the same way. By applying heat in the form of awareness, intention, and action, you can shift even the lowest emotional states into higher ones. So how do you begin this transformation? 2. The 3-step process of emotional alchemy. The first step is awareness. You cannot shift what you do not acknowledge. Pay attention to how you feel in different situations. Ask yourself, what emotion am I experiencing right now? Where do I feel this energy in my body? What is this emotion trying to teach me? The second step is acceptance. Many people try to suppress or ignore lower emotions, but this only causes them to persist. Instead, allow yourself to feel without judgment. Recognize that emotions are simply energy in motion. A powerful way to do this is through deep breathing. Try inhaling deeply, feeling the emotion fully, and exhaling with the intention of releasing it. The final step is transmutation. Once you've acknowledged and accepted the emotion, you can consciously shift it. Here are a few techniques to raise emotional vibration. Movement. Physical activity shakes up stagnant energy and raises your vibration. Even a short walk can shift your state. Music. Sound has a powerful impact on energy. Listening to uplifting music can quickly elevate your emotional state. Expression. Journaling, speaking, or creating art allows the energy to move through you instead of staying stuck. Each time you transmute a lower emotion into a higher state, you step into greater alignment with your true energetic potential. Your thoughts are not just fleeting ideas, they are powerful energy currents that shape your reality. Every thought you entertain carries a vibrational frequency, either uplifting or weighing you down. When you consistently think high-frequency thoughts, you elevate your entire energy field. But here's the challenge. Many people operate on autopilot, repeating the same thought loops they've carried for years, often without realizing it. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy reminds us that we can shift this energy at any time. By becoming aware of our thought patterns and consciously choosing new ones, we step into a higher state of being. 1. Identifying energy-draining thought loops. Have you ever caught yourself in a spiral of negative thinking? Perhaps you replay a past mistake, worry about the future, or dwell on what's not working in your life. These repetitive thought loops act like anchors, holding your energy in a low vibrational state. But the moment you recognize them, you gain the power to shift. To start, ask yourself, what are the thoughts I keep repeating daily? Do they make me feel lighter or heavier? Are they expanding my potential or keeping me stuck? Awareness is the first step toward transformation. 2. Reframing thoughts to elevate energy. Once you've identified limiting thought patterns, the next step is reframing them, shifting them into a more empowering direction. For example, instead of "I never get things right," try "I am always learning and improving." Instead of "things never work out for me," try "everything is unfolding in perfect timing." Instead of "I'm not good enough," try "I am growing into my highest potential." These shifts may seem subtle, but over time, they create profound energetic changes. 3. The power of visualization in energy shifting. One of the most effective ways to transmute energy is through visualization. The mind does not distinguish between real experiences and imagined ones. It responds to the energy of your focus. Try this simple exercise. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Imagine a golden light surrounding your body, radiating warmth and clarity. Now, visualize yourself embodying your highest potential. See yourself confident, joyful, and aligned with the energy you desire. As you hold this image, feel the shift in your energy. The more you practice this, the more your vibration naturally rises. Your thoughts are the architects of your reality. By choosing them wisely, you become the master of your energetic state. While thoughts and emotions shape your internal energy, action is what grounds that energy into reality. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy teaches us that energy is always in motion, but it needs direction to manifest into tangible change. This means that every choice you make, every step you take, is either reinforcing old energy or channeling a new, elevated vibration. If you want to shift your reality, you must take action in alignment with the energy you wish to embody. 1. Aligning your actions with higher vibrations. Think of energy like a river. If you simply sit by the shore and watch, the water will keep flowing, but it won't necessarily carry you where you want to go. To reach your desired destination, you must step into the current and guide your movement. Ask yourself, do my daily actions reflect the energy I want to cultivate? Are my habits supporting my highest potential or keeping me stuck? What small shifts can I make today to align my actions with my desired reality? Energy transmutation happens when your intentions, emotions, and actions are in harmony. 2. Inspired action versus forced action. Not all action is created equal. There is a difference between inspired action and forced action. Forced action comes from resistance, doing something because you feel you have to or because of fear. This type of action often drains your energy and leads to burnout. Inspired action, on the other hand, comes from alignment. It feels natural, exciting, and in flow with your energy. When you take action from this state, things unfold with ease, and you become a magnet for positive experiences. To distinguish between the two, ask yourself, does this action feel heavy or light? Am I doing this out of fear or trust? Does this align with the energy I want to embody? By choosing inspired action, you accelerate the process of energy transmutation. 3. The compound effect of small, aligned actions. Many people believe transformation happens through big, dramatic changes, but in reality, it's the small, consistent shifts that create the most powerful energetic results. For example, if you want to embody confidence, start by making one bold decision each day. If you want to shift into abundance, practice gratitude and generosity in small ways. If you want to elevate your energy, nurture habits that bring you joy and vitality. Each action, no matter how small, reinforces the energy you are cultivating. Over time, these tiny shifts create a profound transformation. Energy is always in motion. The question is, are you directing it toward expansion or stagnation? Your environment is a reflection of your energetic state. Every space you spend time in, every person you interact with, and every experience you expose yourself to is either supporting your energetic elevation or keeping you in a lower vibrational cycle. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy reminds us that we have the power to shape our external world in a way that aligns with our highest state of being. By intentionally curating your surroundings, you create an environment that naturally supports your energy transformation. 1. The energy of physical spaces. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately felt a sense of peace and clarity, or conversely, entered a space that made you feel tense and drained? This is because spaces hold energetic imprints. Clutter, mess, and disorganization can create stagnation in energy, making it harder for new, positive vibrations flow into your life. To shift the energy of your physical space, declutter, remove items that no longer serve you or feel energetically heavy. Introduce high vibration elements, plants, natural light, and meaningful objects elevate the energy of a space. Use scent and sound, incense, essential oils, or calming music can immediately shift the atmosphere. By making small adjustments to your surroundings, you create an external environment that supports your inner transformation. 2. The energy of relationships. Beyond physical spaces, the people in your life also influence your energetic state. Every interaction is an exchange of energy. Some people uplift and inspire you, while others drain and deplete you. Take a moment to reflect. Do the people in my life support my growth and expansion? Do I feel lighter or heavier after spending time with them? Am I surrounding myself with those who align with my highest potential? It's important to set energetic boundaries when necessary. This doesn't mean cutting people off completely, but rather choosing where to invest your energy. If a relationship consistently brings negativity, consider limiting your exposure to that energy. Shifting conversations toward more uplifting topics. Focusing on relationships that align with your energetic goals. As you elevate your energy, you'll naturally begin to attract relationships that reflect your higher vibrational state. 3. The energy of daily inputs. Everything you consume, whether through media, conversations, or experiences, affects your energetic state. The music you listen to, the books you read, and the content you absorb all contribute to your vibration. To align your inputs with a higher frequency, choose content that uplifts and inspires you. Limit exposure to negativity, gossip, and fear-based narratives. Surround yourself with wisdom, knowledge, and creativity that expands your mind. Your environment is either fueling your transformation or reinforcing old energy patterns. By intentionally designing your surroundings, relationships, and inputs, you create a reality that naturally supports your highest vibration. The law of cause and effect. Nothing in this universe happens by chance. Every outcome you experience is the direct result of a cause, whether seen or unseen. This is the essence of the law of cause and effect. Every thought you think, every decision you make, and every action you take sets a cause in motion. Over time, these causes create a chain reaction, shaping your reality. The challenge is that most people only focus on effects, the external circumstances of their lives. They react to challenges, blame outside forces, or feel stuck in cycles they don't understand. But when you shift your awareness to causes, you take back control. If you want to change your life, you must first change the root causes, your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. 1. Understanding the invisible forces behind every effect. Imagine you're planting a seed in the ground. You water it, give it sunlight, and nurture it over time. Weeks later, a sprout appears. Eventually, that sprout becomes a tree, bearing fruit. Now, picture someone who has never seen this process before. They only see the tree and assume it just appeared. But you know the truth. It started as a small, nearly invisible cause. Life works the same way. The results you see today, your relationships, finances, health, and happiness, are the fruit of seeds you planted long ago. Some of these seeds were planted consciously, through deliberate choices. Others were planted unconsciously, through habits, past conditioning, or external influences. By recognizing this, you gain power. You realize that if you want different results in the future, you must start planting different seeds today. 2. The 3 levels of cause and effect. The law of cause and effect operates on multiple levels. Immediate effects. These are direct and easy to see. If you touch a hot stove, you feel pain instantly. If you skip a meal, you feel hunger shortly after. These effects are obvious and require little reflection. Delayed effects. Some causes take time to manifest. If you exercise consistently, the results won't be visible overnight, but over weeks and months, your body changes. If you save money, the long-term effects accumulate into financial stability. These effects require patience and trust in the process. Compounded effects. This is where the most profound transformations happen. Small daily actions, whether positive or negative, compound over time, creating massive results. A person who reads 10 pages of a book daily will have consumed dozens of books in a year. Someone who invests just a little each month can build lifelong wealth. Most people underestimate the power of compounded effects because they seem insignificant in the moment, but every small cause is quietly shaping your future reality. Most people live in reaction mode, responding to events, circumstances, and emotions without realizing that they are reinforcing old patterns. They feel stuck in cycles of struggle, unaware that their current reality is simply the result of past causes. But when you understand the law of cause and effect, you shift from reacting to life, to creating life. Instead of waiting for external change, you become the source of change. 1. The illusion of randomness. Many believe that success, happiness, or hardship happens by chance. But nothing is truly random. Everything follows a cause and effect sequence, even when we don't immediately see the connection. Think of someone who always seems to have bad luck. They lose jobs, face relationship struggles, and encounter endless problems. They may believe life is unfair, but if they look deeper, they'll find patterns, choices, beliefs, and actions that have created this reality over time. Now consider someone who appears to effortlessly attract opportunities and success. Their life isn't an accident, it's the result of conscious causes. They've cultivated specific habits, mindsets, and actions that generate positive outcomes. The difference between these two people isn't luck, it's cause and effect in motion. 2. Choosing your causes wisely. If every action creates an effect, then the key to transformation is choosing better causes. Ask yourself, what habits am I reinforcing daily? Are my choices leading me toward growth or stagnation? Am I acting from fear and limitation, or confidence and abundance? Each choice you make today is planting seeds for your future reality. Small, intentional shifts, like changing your mindset, improving your routines, or setting clear goals, can create massive long-term results. 3. The power of conscious action. Once you become aware of cause and effect, you step into full responsibility for your life. You no longer blame circumstances, luck, or other people. Instead, you take deliberate action to shift your energy and direction. This means replacing negative habits with empowering ones, surrounding yourself with people and influences that uplift you, taking action even when results aren't immediate, trusting the process and understanding that every small step matters. When you apply the law of cause and effect consciously, you become the architect of your own destiny, no longer reacting, only creating. The life you are experiencing today is a reflection of past causes, your past thoughts, actions, and decisions. If you want a different future, you must begin by shifting the causes you are setting in motion right now. Many people feel trapped in cycles of negativity, repeating the same patterns over and over again. They believe they have no control over their circumstances. But the truth is, once you become aware of cause and effect, you can break free. Every new moment is an opportunity to plant different seeds, to shift your mindset, make new decisions, and set powerful causes into motion. 1. Identifying limiting causes. The first step to transformation is awareness. You must take an honest look at your current reality and ask yourself, what patterns am I repeating in my life? What negative beliefs or habits are keeping me stuck? What causes have I been setting in motion unconsciously? For example, if you struggle with financial abundance, look at the causes behind it. Are you operating from a scarcity mindset? Do you make financial decisions based on fear? Are you avoiding the habits that would create wealth? If you struggle with relationships, examine the energetic causes. Are you attracting the same types of people due to unresolved inner wounds? Are you giving your energy to connections that don't serve your highest good? Once you recognize the root causes, you gain the power to change them. 2. Creating new causes for a new reality. Understanding the law of cause and effect allows you to consciously create the outcomes you desire. This means replacing old causes with empowered choices. If you want to attract abundance, start embodying the mindset and habits of abundance. If you want to cultivate love, begin by radiating love and self-worth. If you desire success, start making decisions that align with that success. Every small action compounds over time. Even if change isn't immediate, trust that the energy is shifting. The universe is always responding to the seeds you plant. Trusting the process. One of the greatest challenges people face is expecting instant results. When they don't see immediate change, they assume their efforts aren't working. But remember, the law of cause and effect operates on different timelines. Some effects are immediate, while others require patience and persistence. The key is consistency. Stay committed to creating the right causes, even when results seem invisible. Over time, the universe will reflect back the reality you have been working toward. You are always in control. You are always shaping your destiny. Once you fully grasp the law of cause and effect, life no longer feels unpredictable. You realize that you are not a victim of random events. You are the architect of your reality. Everything you desire is within reach if you align yourself with the right causes. But mastering this law requires discipline, self-awareness, and a commitment to intentional action. It's not about quick fixes, it's about long-term transformation. 1. Shifting from a passive to an active creator. Most people live passively. They react to circumstances instead of shaping them. They allow old habits, unconscious beliefs, and external influences to dictate their path. But you have a choice. You can either continue to operate on autopilot, repeating old cycles, or step into conscious creation, setting powerful causes that lead to extraordinary effects. The first step is to take full responsibility for your life. This isn't about blaming yourself for past mistakes. It's about realizing that from this moment forward, you have the power to create something new. No matter where you are today, you can begin shifting your energy. You can rewrite your story to aligning your actions with your desired reality. If you want to manifest a certain outcome, you must take actions that are aligned with that outcome. This means moving beyond wishful thinking and stepping into deliberate cause creation. For example, if you want financial abundance, are you making decisions that invite abundance? Are you developing skills, investing wisely, and operating from a mindset of prosperity? If you want deep, meaningful relationships, are you showing up as the kind of person who cultivates them? Are you bringing honesty, vulnerability, and emotional presence into your interactions? If you want inner peace, are you prioritizing mental and emotional well-being? Are you letting go of negativity, practicing mindfulness, and setting healthy boundaries? When your daily actions are in harmony with what you desire, the universe responds in kind. 3. The power of commitment and persistence. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with cause and effect is inconsistency. They start strong, but give up when they don't see immediate results. But real transformation happens when you commit fully. You must keep planting the right seeds, even when nothing seems to be happening. The universe is always working behind the scenes, aligning things in ways you cannot yet see. Stay consistent. Keep taking inspired action. Over time, the effects will reveal themselves in ways beyond what you imagined. When you fully embody the law of cause and effect, your life shifts in powerful ways. You no longer wait for change, you create it. You no longer feel powerless, you recognize that every thought, emotion, and action is shaping your future. But to truly master this law, you must apply it, not just in big decisions, but in every small moment of your life. 1. Cultivating daily awareness. Mastery begins with awareness. Throughout your day, pay attention to the choices you make, big and small. Ask yourself, is this action leading me toward the reality I desire? Is this thought pattern reinforcing abundance or limitation? Am I reacting to life, or consciously creating it? The key to transformation isn't just occasional breakthroughs, it's in the daily alignment of your actions with your higher vision. 2. Overcoming resistance and old patterns. As you start applying cause and effect consciously, you may face resistance. Old habits, fears, and doubts may try to pull you back into familiar cycles. This is where most people give up. They interpret temporary challenges as failure, when in reality, these moments are part of the shift. Breaking old patterns requires patience. Change takes time. Trust that your efforts are setting new causes in motion, even if you can't see results yet. Discipline. Stay committed to your vision, even when it feels uncomfortable. Growth often happens outside of your comfort zone. Self-compassion. If you slip back into an old habit, don't punish yourself. Simply recognize it, realign, and keep moving forward. Every time you consciously choose a new cause, you weaken the old patterns and strengthen your new reality. 3. The ripple effect. How your energy influences the world. Once you master cause and effect, you'll notice something incredible. Your energy impacts those around you. Your thoughts, words, and actions create ripples in the world. When you operate from a place of clarity, intention, and alignment, you inspire others to do the same. You attract people and opportunities that reflect your inner growth. Your life becomes a powerful example of how conscious creation works. You are no longer just experiencing life, you are shaping it. Final thought, you hold the power. Everything you seek, success, love, abundance, peace, follows the law of cause and effect. Nothing is outside your reach. You hold the power to create the life you desire. It all begins with the choices you make right now. The law of inspired action. So how do you recognize inspired action? How do you know if you're moving in the right direction, or if you're just forcing something out of fear or impatience? It all starts with intuition. How to recognize inspired action. Inspired action often comes as a whisper before it becomes a shout. It's that quiet nudge, that subtle thought, that small but persistent feeling urging you to take a certain step. Here are some signs you're receiving inspired action. It feels exciting or energizing. Even if it challenges you, something about it feels right. It comes with clarity. You don't need to overthink it. You just know what to do next. It appears unexpectedly. You weren't actively searching, but the idea just showed up. It feels effortless, not in the sense that no effort is needed, but there's no resistance. Things start to flow. Synchronicities confirm it. You might see signs, repeated messages, or opportunities appearing at the right moment. Inspired action isn't always grand. It can be as small as sending an email, making a phone call, writing down an idea, or simply changing your routine. The key is to listen and trust those nudges, even when they don't make immediate sense. But here's where many people get stuck. They wait for absolute certainty before they take action. They overthink, doubt, and hesitate, wondering if this is the right step. The truth is, you don't need the full roadmap. You only need to take the next step. Once you take inspired action, the universe responds. New paths open, new opportunities reveal themselves, but only after you move first. Even when you feel a strong nudge to take inspired action, fear and doubt often creep in. You might wonder, what if I fail? Or what if this isn't the right move? This is where most people get stuck. They wait for the perfect conditions. They wait to feel 100% ready. They wait for a guarantee that things will work out before they take action. But inspired action doesn't work that way. It requires trust. Trust that when you take the first step, the next step will reveal itself. 3. The key to overcoming resistance. Resistance shows up in many forms: procrastination, overthinking, perfectionism, or even making excuses. But the easiest way to break through resistance is to take one small action immediately. Here's how you can do it. Acknowledge the fear, but move anyway. Fear is natural, but instead of letting it stop you, ask, what's the smallest step I can take right now? Detach from the outcome. Inspired action isn't about controlling the result. It's about stepping into alignment and letting things unfold naturally. Take the first step now. Don't wait until tomorrow. Even a tiny step, sending a message, researching an idea, or writing down a plan, creates momentum. The moment you take action, the energy shifts. The universe responds. Doors open where there were once walls. This is where the magic happens, not in waiting, but in moving forward. One of the biggest misconceptions about inspired action is that it must be something huge. People often think they need to take massive leaps, quitting their job, making drastic changes, or reinventing their entire life overnight. But in reality, inspired action is often subtle. It's the small decisions, the tiny movements, the quiet shifts that create the biggest impact over time. Think about it like dropping a pebble into a still pond. The ripple starts small, but it spreads outward, reaching further than you first imagined. This is exactly how inspired action works. 4. The compound effect of inspired action. Every inspired action you take builds momentum. Even the smallest steps accumulate into something greater. One message sent could lead to a powerful connection. One idea written down could spark a life-changing project. One decision to show up differently could shift your entire reality. You don't always see the impact immediately, but over time, those small inspired steps create transformational change. Imagine two people standing side by side. One person takes small inspired actions every day, while the other waits for the perfect moment to start. Fast forward a year, the person who acted is in an entirely new reality, more aligned, more fulfilled, and living closer to their dreams. The other, still waiting. This is the power of inspired action. Every time you listen to your intuition and act on it, you move yourself closer to the life you desire. One of the hardest parts of taking inspired action is letting go of control. We want certainty. We want to know exactly how things will unfold before we take the first step. But the universe doesn't work that way. If you try to control every detail, you block the flow of opportunities that could come your way. Inspired action isn't about forcing things to happen, it's about stepping into alignment and allowing things to unfold naturally. Think of it like rowing a boat downstream versus trying to paddle against the current. Forced action is struggling to go against the flow. It's exhausting, frustrating, and slow. Inspired action is letting the current guide you. It's effortless, fluid, and leads you exactly where you need to go. 5. Surrendering to the flow. So how do you balance taking action while also trusting the universe? Here's the key. Take the step, then release the need to control the outcome. Set the intention, get clear on what you want, but don't obsess over how it must happen. Take inspired action, follow the nudges no matter how small. Detach from results. Don't panic if things don't go as planned. Trust that something better may be unfolding. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in life come when we let go of rigid expectations and allow things to happen in ways we never imagined. That's the magic of the law of inspired action. It works best when you combine intention, action, and trust. So as you move forward, ask yourself, what small action can I take today that feels aligned with my desires? Then take that step. Because when you do, you set the entire universe into motion. Everything in the universe has an opposite. Light and dark, hot and cold, success and failure, joy and sorrow. This is the essence of the law of polarity, the understanding that opposites exist to create balance and perspective. Without darkness, we wouldn't appreciate light. Without challenges, we wouldn't recognize growth. At first, this might seem frustrating. We often wish for life to be only positive, only success, only happiness, only ease. But what if every difficulty, every setback, and every challenge was actually a necessary part of your journey? What if, instead of resisting the lows, you embraced them as part of the process? 1. Why opposites are necessary for growth. Imagine a world where there was no failure, no struggle, no obstacles. On the surface, it sounds appealing, right? But without failure, you wouldn't truly understand success. Without struggle, you wouldn't build resilience. Without obstacles, you wouldn't experience the deep satisfaction of overcoming them. The law of polarity teaches us that contrast is what makes life meaningful. You appreciate warmth because you felt cold. You value love because you've experienced loneliness. You recognize abundance because you faced lack. Every negative carries within it the seed of its opposite. Every struggle holds the potential for breakthrough. At first, it can be frustrating to experience setbacks, challenges, or pain. It's natural to want to avoid struggle and seek only the good in life. But what if the very things you try to avoid are actually guiding you towards something greater? The law of polarity isn't here to punish or limit you. It's here to help you grow. Every difficult moment carries a hidden gift. Every challenge is shaping you into the person you are meant to become. Think about a time when you faced something tough. Maybe you lost an opportunity, went through heartbreak, or struggled with self-doubt. In the moment, it may have felt unfair, but looking back, can you see how that experience led to something better? A lost job might have pushed you to find your true passion. A difficult relationship may have taught you self-worth. A failure may have prepared you for even bigger success. Life is always balancing itself. When something is taken away, something new is waiting to emerge. But to access it, you have to shift your perspective. Instead of resisting hardship, learn to see it as a doorway to something greater. Difficult moments are often seen as roadblocks, but they are actually stepping stones to something greater. When you begin to understand the law of polarity, you stop seeing challenges as purely negative. Instead, you recognize them as part of a natural cycle, one that leads you from struggle to strength, from confusion to clarity, and from failure to success. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Can you recall a time when something you thought was a setback ended up being the very thing that propelled you forward? Maybe you were rejected from a job you really wanted, only to later find a better opportunity that aligned more with your true purpose. Maybe you went through a painful breakup, but that experience helped you discover self-love and opened the door to a healthier relationship. This is the law of polarity in action. Nothing exists in isolation. Everything is part of a greater balance. 2. Shifting your perspective on challenges. Most people view challenges as signs to stop, as evidence that they are on the wrong path. But in reality, Obstacles often mean you are moving in the right direction. Consider this. Every great success story includes struggle. The world's most influential figures, entrepreneurs, artists, athletes, and visionaries, have all experienced failure, setbacks, and doubt. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before perfecting the light bulb. J.K. Rowling was rejected by multiple publishers before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television before she became one of the most successful media personalities of all time. They didn't let failure define them. Instead, they understood that struggle was simply the other side of success. This is the mindset shift the law of polarity invites you to embrace. When faced with difficulty, ask yourself, what lesson is hidden in this experience? How can this challenge shape me into a stronger person? What is the opposite of this situation? And how can I move toward it? Every problem contains the seed of its solution. Every struggle contains the possibility of transformation. Using polarity to your advantage. Instead of resisting life's contrasts, learn to use them to your advantage. The moment you understand that every low point is balanced by an upcoming high, you stop fearing difficulties and start embracing them. Imagine you are going through a financial hardship. Instead of viewing it as permanent, recognize that abundance is the opposite end of the spectrum. What small steps can you take to shift toward financial growth? What new habits, mindset shifts, or opportunities can you explore? If you're feeling stuck in life, instead of seeing it as an endless cycle, remind yourself that movement is the natural opposite of stagnation. Even the smallest inspired action can begin shifting you in the right direction. Polarity ensures that no situation remains static. Life is always flowing, always evolving. If you are experiencing a challenge now, know that the opposite of that challenge already exists in your future. Your job is to align with it, take inspired action, and trust the process. When you truly understand the law of polarity, you begin to see life in a new way. Instead of viewing hardship as punishment, you start recognizing it as a necessary balance, a force that creates depth, meaning, and appreciation. Imagine if life was just one constant state of happiness. No ups or downs, no contrast, just a flat, unchanging experience. While it might sound appealing at first, over time, that sameness would become dull and lifeless. What makes joy truly joyful is having known sadness. What makes success deeply fulfilling is the struggle that came before it. What makes love so powerful is having experienced loneliness. Polarity doesn't exist to make life difficult. It exists to make life rich, dynamic, and full of growth. Take nature as an example. The seasons shift. Winter gives way to spring. Summer transitions into fall. Each phase has its purpose. Imagine if the earth refused to experience winter, trying to stay in an endless summer. The balance would be lost, and nature itself would suffer. Your life is the same way. The challenges you face are like the winter months, cold, uncomfortable, and sometimes harsh. But just as spring always follows winter, your difficult times are always followed by periods of renewal, growth, and opportunity. The key is to trust the cycle rather than resisting it. When you stop fighting against life's natural rhythms, you begin to move with the flow instead of against it. 4. Overcoming negative experiences with polarity. One of the most powerful ways to use the law of polarity is to shift how you respond to negative situations. Instead of feeling stuck in an unwanted experience, remember that its opposite must also exist, and you can shift toward it. If you feel overwhelmed by fear, remind yourself that courage is the other side of the coin. If you're facing financial struggles, know that abundance is just as real as scarcity. It's just a matter of shifting your approach. If you're feeling lost, understand that clarity is on the other side of uncertainty. It's just waiting to be uncovered. A great way to apply this principle in your daily life is by asking yourself, if this is one side of the experience, what is the other side, and how can I move toward it? For example, if you're dealing with rejection, instead of seeing it as the end, recognize that acceptance and opportunity exist somewhere else. Maybe the rejection was a redirection, guiding you towards something better. If you've experienced loss, instead of only seeing the emptiness, begin looking for the growth, strength, and new possibilities that emerge from that experience. This mindset shift is life-changing. It allows you to stop feeling powerless and start taking control of your energy and direction. 5. using polarity for manifestation. Another powerful way to apply the law of polarity is in manifestation. Whatever you desire already exists. It's just at the opposite end of the spectrum from where you currently are. Your goal is to bridge the gap and align with it. For example, if you want to manifest more confidence, you must shift from insecurity towards self-assurance. This doesn't mean eliminating all fear overnight. It means taking small, consistent actions that bring you closer to the energy of confidence. Step into the feeling of confidence even before you fully have it. Act as if the reality you desire is already unfolding. Recognize that every effort, no matter how small, moves you toward the opposite end of the spectrum. Polarity guarantees that if you are experiencing lack, abundance is also available. If you are feeling disconnected, deep connection is waiting for you. Your current reality is not permanent, it's just one side of the polarity. The key to using the law of polarity to transform your life is understanding that every situation, no matter how challenging, holds the seed of its opposite. If you feel stuck, it means movement is possible. If you feel lost, clarity is within reach. If you are struggling, success is already in the making. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is not as vast as it seems. In fact, the shift can happen in an instant. The moment you decide to see things differently and take action in alignment with the version of yourself that already exists at the opposite end of the spectrum. 6. Small shifts that create big changes. If you've ever tried to turn your life around all at once, you know how overwhelming it can feel. But the secret to lasting transformation isn't in drastic overnight changes. It's in the small shifts that gradually move you from one side of the polarity to the other. If you're feeling fearful, take one small step toward courage. Even the act of acknowledging your fear and choosing to act despite it shifts your vibration. If you're feeling stuck, take one action, no matter how small, that creates movement. A single step in a new direction has the power to break stagnation. If you're experiencing lack, start embodying gratitude for what you already have. Gratitude aligns you with the frequency of abundance. Everything is connected. A small change in your mindset, habits, or actions can ripple outward, transforming your entire reality over time. 7. How to align with the energy of what you want. One of the most powerful ways to shift from one end of the polarity spectrum to the other is to begin living as if your desired reality is already unfolding. This doesn't mean ignoring your current circumstances. It means shifting your energy to align with what you want to attract. Seek and act with the confidence of someone who already has what they desire. Surround yourself with people, environments, and habits that reflect the energy you want to embody. Stop reinforcing the current situation by focusing only on what's wrong. Instead, start noticing evidence of movement, growth, and possibility. The more you align your energy with the desired polarity, the faster your reality shifts. Life is always seeking balance. When you move toward a new frequency, life responds in kind. 8. Releasing resistance and trusting the process. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to shift from a negative situation to a positive one is resistance. We often cling to our current struggles, even when they don't serve us, because they feel familiar. The mind naturally resists change, even if that change is beneficial. But once you release resistance, things begin to shift effortlessly. When you stop fighting against your challenges and instead ask, what is this teaching me? Where is this leading me? You begin to move with the flow of life rather than against it. This is the power of the law of polarity. It teaches you that no matter where you are, the opposite of your current experience is always available. You are never stuck. You are simply in one phase of an ever-evolving cycle. The most profound insights often arise from life's challenges, and this is where the law of polarity truly reveals its power. Rather than seeing obstacles as setbacks, you can begin viewing them as opportunities for growth and transformation. Every experience, whether positive or negative, is part of a larger, balanced picture. When faced with difficulty, instead of feeling trapped, recognize that you have the power to transcend the situation by shifting your focus. Imagine standing at the edge of a valley, knowing that the mountain peak lies on the other side. Yes, there's a journey ahead, but the mountain also holds the view, the perspective, and the wisdom that come only through overcoming the climb. This is the nature of polarity, mastering the art of shifting energy. Polarity isn't just about experiencing opposites, it's about mastering the energy that flows between them. You have the ability to consciously consciously choose which side of the polarity you want to experience. The moment you recognize that everything has an opposite, you also realize that you can direct your energy to move toward the version of yourself or the reality you desire. If you're feeling overwhelmed, rather than succumbing to it, take small actions that shift your energy toward calm and clarity. If you're feeling unmotivated, gently guide your focus toward inspiration and passion. This could be as simple as finding something that excites you, no matter how small. If your mind is filled with self-doubt, replace those thoughts with affirmations of self-belief. It doesn't take long for this mental shift to start influencing your outer world. The idea here isn't to force changes in a drastic way, but to slowly and intentionally move towards the energy you want to experience. The law of polarity shows that this isn't just possible, it's inevitable if you keep focusing on it, seeing the potential in every experience. Sometimes you can get so wrapped up in the bad that you forget there's always a hidden lesson. Every negative situation contains the seed of its opposite. For example, if you're experiencing lack, it might be a sign that you need to cultivate more gratitude and abundance in your life. If you're feeling lost or stuck, it could be an invitation to tap into your inner clarity and find the path that will move you forward. The law of polarity ensures that there is always potential for growth. When you face obstacles, take a step back and ask yourself, what lesson can I take from this? What strength is being developed through this challenge? Where is the opportunity for growth hidden within this? The moment you shift from a problem-focused mindset to a growth-oriented one, you start to harness the full power of polarity. You see that you're not just stuck or lost, you're in a phase of transition, about to step into a higher version of yourself, aligning with the highest possible frequency. To truly thrive using the law of polarity, it's essential to align with the highest possible frequency you can embody. This means embracing the positive counterpart of every challenge you face, not just as a way to escape negativity, but as a means to elevate your energy. For example, if you're feeling fearful about an upcoming challenge, consciously shift toward courage. Every action you take that aligns with courage sends a ripple effect into your future, eventually drawing in even more of the energy you wish to embody. Likewise, if you're in a period of lack, you don't need to wait until everything improves. Begin by acting as if you already have abundance. Feel it, think about it, talk about it. Let yourself experience the positive emotions that abundance would bring. This is how you create a powerful energetic shift that pulls you out of lack and toward the state of abundance. You hold the key to this energetic transformation. The more you align with the high-frequency energy of positivity, abundance, and confidence, the more you'll attract those very things into your reality. And because of polarity, this shift is inevitable. What you focus on expands. Manifestation isn't about forcing your desires to appear. It's about aligning your energy and actions with what you want to attract. Awareness plays a crucial role in this process. When you are aware of the polarity in your life, you can better understand where your current energy is focused, and this insight empowers you to make conscious choices that lead to the opposite side of the spectrum towards what you want. You can think of awareness as a guiding light. When you shine that light on a negative experience or emotion, you stop being overwhelmed by it. Instead, you begin to see it as part of the process, one side of a natural cycle that includes positive outcomes. For example, if you notice yourself experiencing fear about an upcoming project or challenge, instead of allowing that fear to consume you, shine the light of awareness on it. Recognize that fear is just one side of the polarity. The other side, courage, is equally real and available. Once you are aware of the dual nature of all experiences, you can shift your thoughts and emotions toward the opposite side, aligning your energy with what you desire. This awareness brings clarity and empowerment, because you are no longer a passive participant in life. You are consciously choosing your response. Shifting your focus, one of the most practical ways to align with the positive aspect of any polarity, is by consciously shifting your focus. It sounds simple, but in practice, it can make all the difference. For instance, if you feel stuck in negativity, instead of focusing on what's not working, actively seek out the aspects of your life that are working. This shift doesn't mean ignoring the negative aspects. It means acknowledging them, while choosing to also recognize the areas where you are experiencing growth, success, and positivity. This subtle shift in focus is extremely powerful. By focusing on the positive counterpart of your situation, you automatically raise your vibration, which helps attract more of the energy you desire. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to see the polarity in everything and align with its positive side. Letting go of limiting belief. Another major influence on your ability to shift between polarities is your belief system. Limiting beliefs can anchor you to one side of the spectrum, keeping you stuck in negative experiences. However, once you challenge and release these limiting beliefs, you free yourself to move freely along the polarity scale. For instance, if you believe that success is only for certain people or that you don't deserve abundance, you are unknowingly attaching yourself to the lack side of the polarity. But when you shift your beliefs to ones that reflect your worthiness of success and abundance, you align yourself with the positive side of the spectrum. This process often requires self-reflection and the courage to confront deeply held beliefs that may no longer serve you. The moment you release these limiting beliefs, you give yourself the freedom to experience the full range of possibilities available to you. The law of polarity and your life path. As you continue to apply the law of polarity in your life, you will begin to see it as a guiding force, a tool for navigating the ups and downs of life with grace and wisdom. The law provides the map, but it's up to you to take the steps toward alignment. Understand that wherever you are, whatever you are experiencing, the opposite side exists. This means that hope is always present alongside despair, and clarity is always available, even in the fog of confusion. Instead of fighting against your experiences, lean into them. Trust that life is unfolding in perfect balance. By embracing both the light and the dark, the ease and the struggle, you move closer to living in alignment with your true desires. As you continue to grow, the law of polarity will become a trusted ally, helping you transform obstacles into stepping stones and showing you that everything in life has a purpose. With each step, you create more space for the version of yourself that embodies the opposite side, the person living in abundance, peace, confidence, and success. Every shift you make brings you closer to manifesting the life you truly want to live. At the core of the law of polarity is one fundamental truth: you have the power to choose. It's easy to feel like life happens to you, but the reality is that you are always the creator of your experience. Every moment offers you the opportunity to choose how you will respond to the circumstances you face, and through your responses, you shape your reality. In every situation, no matter how difficult, there is always a choice. You can choose to focus on what's not working, which only feeds more of the same energy, or you can choose to focus on what you can do differently, what is working, and what you want to create in your life. This choice is a powerful tool that aligns you with the positive side of the polarity spectrum. Let's take an example. Imagine you're faced with a setback in your career or personal life. The initial impulse might be to feel defeated or frustrated, but with the law of polarity in mind, you can choose to shift your focus. Instead of seeing this setback as failure, choose to see it as an opportunity for growth. By doing this, you consciously shift from the energy of defeat to the energy of possibility and learning. This simple choice brings you closer to the outcome you desire, because you're actively aligning your energy with the opposite side of the polarity towards success and progress. This shift may not happen immediately, but by choosing this path over and over again, you gradually begin to see changes in your life. The law of polarity in your emotional state. Your emotions are one of the most powerful tools in navigating the polarity of life. Every emotion you feel is a vibration that aligns with a particular point on the polarity scale. If you are feeling anger, sadness, or frustration, you are aligning with the negative side. But if you consciously choose to shift those emotions to joy, gratitude, or love, you align with the positive end of the polarity. This is where the true power of the law of polarity lies, the ability to shift your emotions in the direction that serves you best. Here's how you can begin doing this. Acknowledge your feelings. Instead of ignoring or repressing your emotions, take a moment to feel them fully. When you acknowledge the emotion, you take the first step in understanding its nature. Decide to shift. Once you've acknowledged your emotions, ask yourself, what is the opposite of this emotion? How can I shift toward that? For instance, if you're feeling frustrated, shift your focus to gratitude. If you're feeling hopeless, focus on what's going right in your life. Use affirmations. Positive affirmations are a simple yet powerful way to shift your emotional state. Repeat statements like, I choose peace over frustration, or I am grateful for the abundance I already have. By practicing these techniques, you begin to reprogram your emotional responses, and over time, you'll notice a shift in how you experience life. The more you practice shifting your emotions, the easier it becomes to stay aligned with the positive side of the polarity. The power of visualization in polarity. Visualization is one of the most effective tools to harness the law of polarity. This powerful technique allows you to vividly imagine yourself living in alignment with the opposite side of the polarity, which helps to program your subconscious mind and bring that reality closer to you. For example, if you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, take a few moments to visualize yourself feeling calm and at ease. Imagine the thoughts you'd be thinking, the feelings you'd be experiencing, and the actions you'd be taking. The more vividly you can imagine this scenario, the more your mind and body will begin to align with it. Visualization isn't just about imagining your desired state, it's about connecting with the emotion behind it. When you can evoke the same feelings in your visualization that you would experience if your desired reality were already true, you begin to shift your energy and manifest your desires more rapidly. The process of balance and integration. The law of polarity is not just about shifting from one side of an experience to the other, it's about finding balance. True harmony occurs when you integrate both sides of the polarity. Life is not about escaping negativity or pushing it away, it's about understanding that both light and dark, success and failure, joy and sorrow, are parts of the whole. Through balance and integration, you come to understand that you don't need to fight against the negative aspects of life. Instead, you embrace them, knowing that they exist to help you grow and evolve. This approach requires patience and practice, but the more you integrate both sides of the polarity, the more peace and stability you will experience. Life's challenges become less daunting because you now understand that they are just part of the ebb and flow of existence. As you integrate the polarities in your life, you begin to see the beauty in both sides. You find joy in moments of challenge and clarity in times of uncertainty. You discover that balance is not about avoiding difficulty, it's about seeing the value in every experience and using it to propel you forward. As you begin to align more with the law of polarity, you'll start to notice a shift in the way you experience life. Instead of being overwhelmed by life's ups and downs, you will understand that both are simply parts of a larger cycle. There's a sense of calm that comes with knowing that every experience, whether positive or negative, has something valuable to offer. Living in harmony with the law of polarity means no longer resisting life's challenges, but embracing them as opportunities for growth. It's about knowing that difficulties are temporary, just as periods of peace are, and that the ebb and flow of life is natural and necessary. By accepting this, you release the need for control and allow life to unfold in its own perfect timing. One of the keys to living in harmony with the law of polarity is acceptance. Accepting both the light and dark aspects of life enables you to live without judgment. Instead of labeling an experience as bad or good, you simply observe it as part of the natural flow of life. Embracing the duality of life. To live in harmony with the law of polarity, you must embrace the inherent duality of life. Every experience, relationship, and situation contains both aspects, positive and negative, light and dark. By embracing this duality, you begin to release any need for perfection and instead focus on creating balance within yourself. Take a moment to reflect on your life. Can you think of areas where you may have been resisting the negative aspects, trying to force them out? Perhaps there are parts of yourself you've rejected because they don't fit the ideal image you've created. These parts, however, are just as important as the positive qualities you identify with. When you accept the duality of your existence, you begin to see the world differently. Challenges become stepping stones toward growth, and difficulties turn into opportunities for transformation. In this way, you learn to not only accept but also welcome life's contradictions, because you understand that they are part of the whole. The power of balance in relationships. The law of polarity also has a significant impact on how we approach relationships. Relationships naturally embody the principles of polarity. There will always be moments of conflict, just as there will be moments of connection and love. By understanding the law of polarity, you can approach your relationships with greater compassion, recognizing that both sides of the relationship have value. For example, in any partnership, there will be moments of tension or misunderstanding. These moments don't signal the end of the relationship, but rather offer the potential for deeper understanding and growth. By embracing the tension and allowing space for both sides of the polarity, you open the door to deeper emotional intimacy and connection. Similarly, friendships and family relationships often ebb and flow, just like any other part of life. The positive aspects of these relationships, joy, understanding, and shared moments, are made even more meaningful by the challenges you may face together. It is through overcoming challenges that relationships are strengthened, creating a deeper bond between individuals. When you embrace both the positive and negative sides of any relationship, you stop viewing the challenges as threats. Instead, you see them as opportunities to grow together, creating a partnership that is built on mutual respect and understanding. Expanding your awareness of polarity, living in harmony with the law of polarity. Living in harmony with the law of polarity also requires expanding your awareness to see the larger picture. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day fluctuations of life, but when you step back and observe the broader patterns, you realize that everything is interconnected. As you become more aware of the cycles of life, you start to understand that every experience you face is a reflection of the universal laws at work. Whether you're experiencing joy or sorrow, success or failure, you begin to recognize that they are simply different manifestations of the same energy, each serving a unique purpose in your growth and evolution. This awareness allows you to live more consciously, making decisions based on alignment with your higher self, rather than reactions to external circumstances. The more you practice this awareness, the more easily you will recognize the polarities in any situation and the choices available to you. By expanding your awareness, you also start to see the patterns of energy that shape your life. You recognize that you are constantly moving between different polarities, sometimes embracing abundance, other times experiencing lack. But with this awareness, you are no longer a victim of these fluctuations. Instead, you become the master of your energy, aligning yourself with the positive side of the polarity spectrum at will. Integrating the law of polarity into your daily life. To fully embrace the law of polarity, you must integrate it into your daily life. It's not just about intellectual understanding, it's about applying the law every day, in every moment. The more you practice using the law, the more natural it becomes to navigate the ups and downs of life with ease. Start by noticing where you're aligned with the negative aspects of a situation. Do you find yourself focusing on problems, limitations, or challenges? If so, ask yourself, what's the opposite side of this situation? What's the lesson or opportunity here? By consciously shifting your focus and choosing to align with the positive side of the polarity, you will begin to see results. Slowly but surely, you'll create a life that's more balanced, peaceful, and abundant. Every time you face a challenge, remember that it's not the end of the world. It's simply a reflection of the natural ebb and flow of energy. Embrace both the light and dark sides of life, knowing that each has its place in the grand scheme of your existence. By now, you've begun to understand that the law of polarity is not just a theoretical concept, but a practical tool you can use every day to shape your life. The true power of the law lies in its ability to transform how you view challenges, opportunities, and yourself. The more you practice recognizing and shifting between the poles of any situation, the more effortlessly you'll start to manifest the outcomes you desire. Let's go a bit deeper into how you can fully harness the power of polarity to create positive changes in your life. The key is to not just accept the law as a principle, but to actively work with it, using it as a tool to create balance, abundance, and peace. Becoming the master of your energy. The law of polarity is essentially about the flow of energy. All of life is energy, constantly shifting between opposite poles, light and dark, positive and negative, abundance and lack. By understanding how energy works, you can begin to direct your focus and intention to shift the flow of energy in your favor. One of the first steps in mastering your energy is awareness. Being aware of where your energy is focused helps you see whether you are aligning with the positive or negative end of the polarity. This awareness is key to making a conscious choice to shift your energy. For example, when you find yourself feeling stressed, frustrated, or overwhelmed, you can pause for a moment and assess where your energy is flowing. Are you focusing on the problem, on what's not working, or on the lack in your life? This focus will only feed the negative side of the polarity, drawing more of the same energy. Once you recognize this, you have the power to choose differently. Shift your focus to the opposite side of the polarity. Focus on what is working in your life, on what you're grateful for, and on the opportunities you have. This simple shift in focus will begin to change your emotional and energetic state, aligning you with the positive end of the polarity spectrum. The role of intentionality in shifting polarity. When it comes to the law of polarity, intention is one of the most important tools you can use. The energy you put out into the world is directly influenced by your intentions. If your intentions are rooted in positivity, growth, and abundance, that's the energy you will attract into your life. Conversely, if your intentions are rooted in fear, lack, or negativity, you'll find that those are the experiences you draw to you. Setting clear intentions is an extremely effective way to shift your energy. By consciously deciding what you want to create in your life, you're aligning yourself with the positive side of the polarity spectrum. To set powerful intentions, make sure that they are clear and specific. Know exactly what you want to manifest, positive in nature. Focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. Emotionally charged. Feel the excitement and joy of having already achieved your intention, rooted in the present. Frame your intentions in the present tense as if they have already come true. Once you set your intentions, take inspired action toward them. The universe responds to your energy, and your energy responds to your clear intention. By consistently aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your intentions, you begin to shift your experiences to match the desired outcome. Riding the waves of polarity. Life is a cycle of ebb and flow, and the law of polarity teaches us how to ride those waves with grace. There will be times when everything seems to be flowing in the right direction, and there will be times when you feel like you're facing a storm. But instead of resisting these waves, the key is to learn to ride them, knowing that they are an inevitable part of your journey. Just as the tide rises and falls, so too do our experiences. Sometimes things are going exceptionally well, and other times, challenges appear that test our resilience. But each part of this cycle has its purpose. Just as the darkness of night is necessary for the light of day to shine, so too are difficult moments necessary for growth. The more you embrace the ebb and flow of life, the more peaceful and grounded you will feel. You won't be overwhelmed by the negative experiences, and you'll be able to enjoy the positive moments with a deeper sense of gratitude. The law of polarity in action. Practical steps. To summarize how you can begin applying the law of polarity in your life, here are a few practical steps. Recognize the polarity. When faced with any situation, notice where it falls on the polarity spectrum. Is it leaning toward the positive side, or is it aligned with the negative? Shift your focus. If you're noticing negative thoughts or emotions, make a conscious effort to shift toward the positive side. Focus on what's working, what you're grateful for, and the opportunities available to you. Set clear intentions. Decide where you want to focus your energy, and set your intentions toward those goals. Take inspired action. When you set your intentions, take action that aligns with those goals. Trust that the universe will support you as long as you're in alignment with the positive side of the polarity. Remember, the law of polarity is not about avoiding the negative or always staying positive. It's about knowing that both sides exist for a reason, and you have the power to choose where you place your focus and energy. As you continue to work with the law of polarity, you'll begin to experience a shift not only in how you perceive challenges and successes, but also in how you interact with the world around you. When you embrace the inherent duality of life, you start to transcend the need to label experiences as strictly positive or negative. Instead, you come to understand that each experience, no matter how it appears on the surface, is simply a different expression of the same energy. Transcending polarity doesn't mean ignoring the differences between the poles, but rather understanding that both are essential. It's about recognizing that everything in life, whether light or dark, positive or negative, has its place in the cycle of existence. Just as day transitions into night and the seasons shift from winter to spring, the experiences that you face will naturally move between different states. This transcendence allows you to approach life with a greater sense of peace and clarity, because you understand that nothing is permanent. The more you focus on transcending polarity, the less you'll be attached to any one experience or outcome. You'll begin to see life as a flow of energy. Sometimes it's heavy, sometimes light, but always moving forward. Living beyond polarity, inner peace and acceptance. One of the greatest benefits of mastering the law of polarity is the inner peace that comes with knowing that everything has its place. When you accept the natural ebb and flow of life, you let go of the need to control every outcome or resist every challenge. Instead, you learn to find balance in each moment, trusting that the universe has a plan for you and that every situation you face is part of that plan. Living beyond polarity means learning to embrace paradoxes. You no longer need to hold rigid ideas about what's right or wrong. good or bad. Instead, you start to see that every situation is simply an expression of the dynamic forces at play in the universe. By embracing the fluid nature of life, you stop seeing polarities as opposing forces and begin to view them as complementary aspects of a whole. When you stop resisting the natural cycles of life, you'll notice that your experiences begin to shift in profound ways. Instead of feeling pushed and pulled by the ups and downs of life, you'll find yourself moving with them, like a surfer riding the waves. This state of flow allows you to experience more joy, more peace, and ultimately, a greater sense of fulfillment. Becoming a master of your reality, by applying the law of polarity in your daily life, you take full control over the way you perceive and interact with the world. You begin to realize that you are not at the mercy of life's challenges, but rather the creator of your experience. When you consciously choose to focus on the positive aspects of any situation, you change your reality. You begin to attract more positive energy, opportunities, and experiences into your life. It's important to remember that the law of polarity is not about denying the reality of difficult experiences. It's about choosing to transform them. When faced with a challenge, you have the power to focus on the lesson, the growth, and the opportunities that it brings. Even the most difficult situations can be reframed into opportunities for personal development. As you continue on this path, you'll notice that your life begins to align more and more with the higher energies of love, peace, and abundance. This alignment is the result of your conscious choice to transcend polarity and live in harmony with the natural flow of life. By choosing to focus on the positive end of the polarity spectrum, you begin to cultivate a life that is balanced, fulfilling, and ultimately more in tune with your higher purpose. The ultimate truth, unity in polarity. Ultimately, the law of polarity teaches us that there is no true separation between opposites. In the grand scheme of the universe, light and dark, good and bad, are not opposing forces, they are part of the same unified whole. The dualities we experience are merely different aspects of the same energy, and as we become more aware of this unity, we gain a deeper sense of peace and understanding. When you begin to see life through this lens, you transcend the need for judgment or resistance. You begin to live with the understanding that every moment, every experience, is part of the larger tapestry of life. The challenges you face are just as valuable as the successes you enjoy, and both contribute to your growth and evolution. At the end of the day, the law of polarity is a reminder that everything is interconnected. Every situation, no matter how it appears on the surface, is part of a greater whole. By embracing the duality of life and living in harmony with it, you become a master of your own experience, capable of navigating the fluctuations of life with grace and ease. As we approach the end of this journey through the law of polarity, it's important to recognize that mastery over this law doesn't mean avoiding difficult emotions or situations. Rather, it means embracing them, recognizing that each challenge contains the potential for transformation. When you fully accept the existence of both ends of the polarity spectrum, you begin to see that the opposites are not enemies, but simply different expressions of the same underlying energy. The key to mastery over polarity is learning to ride the wave of contrast that life inevitably brings. Instead of resisting the uncomfortable or negative experiences, you can choose to find the lesson, the growth, and the wisdom that exists within each one. Life is about balance, and balance is not about eliminating one side of the spectrum, but understanding how to move fluidly between both extremes. Living in alignment with the law of polarity. The ultimate goal in working with the law of polarity is to live in alignment with its natural flow. When you are aligned with this law, you are able to embrace challenges with equanimity, knowing that they are simply opportunities in disguise. You begin to approach life with a sense of neutrality, understanding that neither the highs nor the lows define you. Instead, you see yourself as the one who experiences both, but is not defined by either. Living in alignment means accepting that your experiences, whether perceived as positive or negative, are all part of your evolution. By focusing on your growth rather than the external circumstances, you empower yourself to move through life with a sense of inner peace and resilience. You no longer feel at the mercy of life's ups and downs, but instead navigate them with a sense of purpose and direction. The polarity of thought and action, an essential aspect of the law of polarity, is how it operates in the realm of thought and action. Your thoughts are powerful generators of energy, and they attract corresponding experiences. The more consciously you direct your thoughts toward the positive side of polarity, the more you can manifest the life you desire. But this process is not just about thinking positively, it's about aligning your thoughts with positive action. Polarity is also reflected in the balance between thought and action. Thought without action is stagnant, while action without thought can lead to chaos. The true mastery of polarity lies in knowing how to balance these two forces. Positive thoughts lead to positive actions, and positive actions create positive experiences. By maintaining this balance, you tap into the flow of universal energy, aligning yourself with both sides of the polarity spectrum to create a harmonious, empowered life. Expanding your awareness, the role of consciousness. The law of polarity invites you to expand your consciousness and become aware of the forces at play in your life. It asks you to recognize that every situation, no matter how challenging, is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to align more deeply with your higher self. As you cultivate this awareness, you begin to see life from a broader perspective, where both positive and negative experiences serve as teachers, guiding you toward greater wisdom. This expanded consciousness allows you to detach from the need to control every outcome. Instead of forcing things to go a certain way, you learn to trust the flow of life and the wisdom of the universe. You embrace the truth that everything happens for a reason, and each experience is part of your unique journey of growth. The dance of polarity and flow. As we conclude this exploration of the law of polarity, remember that life is a dance between opposites. The more you become aware of the fluid nature of these forces, the more you can navigate them with grace and ease. You'll no longer feel overwhelmed by the ups and downs of life, but instead will find yourself in harmony with the natural flow of energy. Polarity is not something to be feared or resisted, it's something to be embraced and understood. By doing so, you step into your power as a conscious creator of your reality. Whether you are facing challenges or enjoying success, know that you are always in a process of becoming, always in the flow of life. And as you ride this wave of polarity, you align more fully with your higher self, creating a life that is balanced, fulfilling, and abundant. The law of polarity is an invitation to live intentionally, to move beyond the surface-level distinctions of good and bad, and to embrace the dance of life in its full spectrum. By doing so, you step into your highest potential, and with each conscious decision, you create a reality that reflects the very energy you wish to manifest. This is your invitation to transcend polarity, to live in harmony with its natural ebb and flow, and to become the master of your own experience. Law of rhythm. Every element of the universe follows a natural rhythm, from the tides of the oceans to the cycles of the moon. This universal law is often referred to as the law of rhythm, and it states that everything in existence has its natural cycles. Just as the seasons shift and the days flow from morning to night, so too do our lives follow a rhythmic pattern. Understanding and working with the law of rhythm can bring a sense of peace, flow, and alignment with the natural world. Recognizing the rhythms of life. The first step in working with the law of rhythm is to recognize the patterns and cycles that exist in your own life. We all go through different rhythms in our personal experiences. There are times of growth, times of rest, periods of activity, and moments of stillness. By becoming more aware of these natural rhythms, you begin to understand when to take action and when to step back. For example, just as the seasons change, so does the rhythm of our lives. There are times when we feel energized, full of ideas and enthusiasm, ready to take on the world. Then there are times when we need rest, reflection, and renewal. The key is not to fight these natural rhythms, but to embrace them, trusting that they are part of your overall journey. The dance between action and rest. The law of rhythm teaches us the balance between action and rest. If you look at nature, you'll notice that everything works in cycles of activity, followed by rest. For example, during the day, the sun shines brightly, bringing warmth and life. However, at night, the sun sets, and the world rests in darkness. The same principle applies to human life. You cannot be constantly productive without giving yourself the time to recharge. The rhythm of life includes both times of activity and times of stillness, and both are essential for growth and success. During periods of rest, your energy is renewed, your ideas are clarified, and your body and mind are given the space to recover. If you try to fight this rhythm and push forward when you're exhausted or uninspired, you'll only burn out. By understanding when to rest and when to act, you you can move in harmony with the natural rhythms of life, leading to greater productivity, happiness, and balance. Embracing the natural cycles of life. Everything in life operates in cycles. There's birth, growth, decay, and rebirth. These cycles exist not only in nature but also within us. There are times in your life when you will feel like you are starting something new, full of excitement and possibility. Then there are times when you may feel like things are falling apart or coming to an end, but this is merely part of the natural rhythm. By recognizing these rhythms, you can embrace change and transformation as part of the natural cycle. Every experience you have, whether positive or challenging, is part of a larger process of growth. Instead of resisting change or feeling frustrated when things aren't going as planned, you can trust that this is simply part of the cycle. Living in harmony with the law of rhythm. Living in harmony with the law of rhythm means accepting that life moves in cycles, and sometimes things will feel easy and light, while at other times they may feel heavy and difficult. The trick is to surrender to this natural flow and to trust that every phase has a purpose. The more you align with these rhythms, the more you find peace in each stage of your journey. During times of growth and action, lean into the energy and momentum that is available to you. When you reach a time of rest or stillness, don't resist it. Use that time to recharge and reflect, knowing that when the cycle turns again, you'll be ready for the next phase of action. This balance between action and rest allows you to move through life with greater ease. You stop feeling overwhelmed or frustrated by the ups and downs of life because you understand they are part of a greater rhythm. The power of patience and trust. One of the greatest gifts of the law of rhythm is the lesson of patience. When you begin to work with the rhythms of life, you understand that not everything happens immediately. Just as the seasons take time to shift, your dreams and goals also take time to come to fruition. By having patience and trust in the natural flow, you release the pressure to make everything happen right now. You understand that each phase has its time, and rushing things only leads to stress and burnout. Instead, you can approach each cycle with patience, knowing that things will unfold in their own time. The rhythm of your personal growth. Your personal growth follows its own rhythm too. There are times when you may feel like you are moving forward rapidly, learning new things and achieving goals. But there will also be times when growth feels slower, or when you experience challenges that seem to take you back. This is not a sign of failure, but simply part of the natural cycle of growth. Just as a tree needs time to grow its roots before it can reach for the sky, your personal growth requires patience and faith in the process. By embracing each rhythm of growth, whether fast or slow, you allow yourself to experience life more fully and more peacefully. Have you ever noticed how your emotions seem to move in waves? One day, you feel on top of the world, motivated, clear-headed, and full of energy. Then, without any clear reason, you might wake up feeling sluggish, uninspired, or even doubtful. This fluctuation isn't random, it's the law of rhythm in action. Just as the ocean has high and low tides, your emotions follow patterns that are influenced by this law. The key isn't to fight against the low moments, but to understand them. When you feel uninspired or less energetic, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It's simply part of the natural cycle of your internal rhythm. Instead of resisting these emotional lows, recognize them as periods of rest and reflection. It's during these times that you process past experiences, integrate lessons, and prepare for the next surge of inspiration. By embracing these shifts rather than fearing them, you'll develop a healthier relationship with your emotions. How to align with the law of rhythm. If the law of rhythm is always in motion, how can you use it to your advantage? The answer lies in awareness, acceptance, and alignment. Observe your personal cycles, pay attention to your own energy patterns. Do you feel most creative in the morning or evening? Are there certain times of the month or year when you feel more productive or more reflective? By identifying these cycles, you can begin to work with them, rather than against them. Flow with high energy periods. When you feel inspired and full of momentum, lean into it. Take action, start projects, and push forward. These moments are gifts from the universe, where progress comes naturally. Honor rest phases. When your energy dips or you feel less motivated, don't force yourself into action. Use this time to rest, reflect, and recharge. This is when deep transformation happens beneath the surface, even if it isn't immediately visible. Trust the process. The law of rhythm teaches us that everything is temporary. If you're in a low phase, it won't last forever. You'll rise again. Similarly, if you're at a peak, enjoy it while it lasts, but don't expect it to remain constant. By trusting the rhythm of life, you can remain calm and centered, no matter what phase you're in. Breaking negative cycles. While the law of rhythm is natural, it doesn't mean you have to stay stuck in negative cycles. Some people experience repeating patterns of self-doubt, procrastination, or unhealthy habits. These cycles can feel hard to break, but understanding the law of rhythm gives you the power to shift them. If you find yourself in a repeating negative pattern, the first step is awareness. Identify what triggers these cycles and when they tend to occur. Then take small conscious actions to redirect your energy. For example, if you notice that every few weeks you fall into procrastination, create a routine that helps you stay on track. If your mood tends to dip in colder months, find ways to nurture your mind and body during this time. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate life's natural rhythms. That's impossible. Instead, it's about understanding them and learning to navigate them in a way that empowers you. If you look at any success story, you'll notice a recurring theme. No one's journey is a straight upward climb. Every entrepreneur, artist, athlete, or visionary has experienced setbacks, failures, and moments of... But here's the secret. The most successful people understand the law of rhythm. They don't allow temporary failures to define them. Instead, they use the natural ebb and flow of life to their advantage. Let's take an example. Imagine an investor in the stock market. If they panic and sell every time the market dips, they'll never build long-term wealth. But if they understand the cyclical nature of markets, they'll stay calm during the lows, knowing that recovery is inevitable. Life works in a similar way. Temporary struggles always give way to new opportunities. The key takeaway: setbacks are not the end of the road, they are part of the process. When you find yourself in a challenging situation, remind yourself, this is just a phase. The rhythm of life ensures that a new wave of momentum is always on the horizon. Instead of resisting difficult moments, ask yourself, what is this phase teaching me? Growth often comes disguised as struggle. Applying the law of rhythm in daily life. How can you actively apply this law to your daily life? Here are some practical strategies. Develop emotional awareness. Become aware of your own emotional rhythms. Are there times of the day when you feel most clear-headed? Are there moments in the month where you tend to feel discouraged? By recognizing these natural cycles, you can better prepare for them. Time your actions wisely, just as farmers plant during the right season. You can align your actions with your personal rhythm. If you feel a surge of motivation, use that energy to take bold action. When you sense a natural slowdown, focus on reflection and planning. Trust the ups and downs. Life is not meant to be static. Accept that both good times and challenges are temporary. When things are going well, appreciate the moment. When you're facing difficulties, remind yourself that a shift is coming. Use low periods for growth. Instead of seeing slow phases as unproductive, use them to learn, reflect, and grow. Some of the most profound breakthroughs happen during periods of stillness. Stay balanced. When things are going well, don't become overly comfortable or careless. Likewise, when facing struggles, don't sink into despair. Maintain equilibrium, knowing that everything moves in cycles. The law of rhythm is a reminder that everything is temporary, yet everything is connected. When you align with its flow, you develop a sense of inner peace and unshakable confidence in life's natural unfolding. Beyond personal growth and success, the law of rhythm plays a major role in relationships. Whether it's friendships, romantic partnerships, or even family connections, all relationships go through natural cycles. There are periods of deep connection, joy, and closeness. Then there are phases of distance, misunderstanding, or emotional tension. This doesn't mean something is wrong. It's simply the natural rhythm of human interaction. Relationships, like everything else in life, ebb and flow. The challenge comes when people misinterpret the lows as signs of failure or incompatibility. Many relationships end not because of a lack of love, but because people don't recognize the natural ups and downs that occur in any close bond. Instead of reacting emotionally to the dips in connection, take a step back and observe the rhythm. Are there external factors influencing the energy between you and someone else? Are you or the other person going through an internal shift that is temporarily affecting the dynamic? When you understand this law, you stop fearing the natural pauses in relationships and begin to trust the cycles. How to navigate relationship rhythms. Be present in the highs. When you feel deeply connected to someone, appreciate it fully. Don't take moments of love, laughter, or deep conversations for granted. Remain steady in the lows. If a relationship goes through a slow period, don't panic. Give space, allow emotions to settle, and trust that the rhythm will shift again. Communicate with awareness. Sometimes, simply acknowledging the shift in energy can ease tension. Instead of assuming the worst, have open conversations about how you're feeling. Trust timing. Just like seasons, relationships move through cycles. If a connection temporarily fades, it doesn't mean it's gone forever. Sometimes, time apart is exactly what's needed for a stronger reconnection later on. By embracing the law of rhythm in relationships, you move from reactivity to understanding. You stop fearing distance and start recognizing that every moment, whether close or distant, is part of the greater flow of connection. Rhythm in health and well-being. Your physical health is also governed by rhythm. Your body operates on cycles. Your heartbeat, breathing, sleep patterns, digestion, and even hormonal shifts all follow natural rhythms. When you disrupt these natural cycles, you experience imbalance. For example, if you constantly ignore your body's signals for rest, you'll eventually burn out. If you neglect movement and exercise, your energy levels will naturally decline. The key to long-term well-being is respecting the natural rhythms of your body. Aligning your health with the law of rhythm. Listen to your energy levels. If you feel tired, rest. If you feel energized, use that energy productively. Maintain a balanced routine. Sleep, exercise, nutrition, and mindfulness should follow a consistent rhythm to support overall well-being. Respect seasonal changes. Your body adapts to the seasons. In colder months, you may need more rest and nourishment. In warmer months, your body might naturally crave more activity and lighter foods. Honor the need for reset. Just like nature has cycles of growth and dormancy, your body requires moments of recovery and renewal. Pushing yourself endlessly without periods of restoration will disrupt your well-being. When you align your habits with your body's natural rhythm, you experience greater vitality, clarity, and overall balance. Creativity, like everything else in life, moves in cycles. Many people believe that inspiration should be constant, that they should always feel motivated, productive, and full of ideas. But this belief goes against the natural flow of energy. The reality is that all creative minds experience periods of expansion and contraction. There are times when ideas flow effortlessly, and then there are times when inspiration seems completely out of reach. Think of creativity like the ocean tide. It moves in and out. If you fight against the natural rhythm, you'll find yourself frustrated, forcing ideas when your mind is calling for rest. But if you work with the cycle, you'll be able to ride waves of inspiration without burnout. The most successful artists, writers, and innovators understand this principle. They don't panic when creativity slows down. They trust that inspiration will return. Instead of forcing productivity during low-energy phases, they use that time for rest, reflection, or skill building. Then when the next wave of energy arrives, they harness it fully. How to work with the rhythm of creativity. Recognize your peak creative times. Pay attention to when your ideas naturally flow. For some, mornings are best. For others, creativity strikes late at night. Align your deepest work with your natural rhythm. Honor periods of rest. When ideas don't come easily, step back. Instead of forcing creativity, engage in activities that recharge you. Spending time in nature, reading, meditating, or simply allowing your mind to wander. Move through creative blocks gracefully. Instead of fearing creative slumps, use them as a sign to shift your approach. Sometimes a block is just a signal that you need a new perspective or a break. Work in cycles. Instead of expecting continuous high output, structure your work in bursts of focused effort, followed by recovery. This is why the Pomodoro technique, working in intervals, is so effective. It mimics the natural rhythm of focus and rest. By aligning with your creative rhythms, you'll produce higher quality work with less frustration and more ease. Rhythm and manifestation, the power of timing. The law of rhythm also plays a critical role in manifestation and goal achievement. When people set goals, they often expect instant results, but the universe operates on cycles, and manifestation follows a divine timing that cannot be rushed. Think about planting a seed. You wouldn't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You trust the process. The same applies to your desires. There are times when things move quickly, opportunities open, momentum builds, and everything aligns perfectly. Then there are periods of stillness, where progress seems slow or invisible. This is where many people give up too soon. They don't realize that these quieter moments are not failures. They're part of the natural rhythm of creation. Patience and trust are key. Instead of resisting slow periods, use them for deep inner work. Strengthen your mindset, beliefs, and emotional alignment. Skill building. Improve the abilities you'll need when your manifestation arrives. Gratitude and faith. Focus on what's already unfolding, rather than doubting the process. When you align with the natural flow of creation, you stop forcing outcomes and start trusting the rhythm of the universe. The law of attraction. The law of attraction states that like attracts like. Your thoughts, emotions, and energy create a magnetic field that draws experiences, people, and circumstances into your life. Every moment, you are sending out vibrational signals, and the universe responds by bringing you matching frequencies. This law works whether you are aware of it or not. The thoughts you hold most often, the beliefs you reinforce, and the emotions you feel regularly shape your reality. If you focus on abundance, gratitude, and opportunities, you attract experiences that reflect those states. If you dwell on lack, fear, and doubt, you unknowingly pull similar experiences toward you. Your dominant vibration dictates what you receive. This is why two people in the same situation can experience completely different outcomes. One person, seeing a challenge as an opportunity, keeps their energy high and attracts solutions. Another, viewing the same situation as a setback, lowers their vibration and encounters more obstacles. Understanding thought energy. Your thoughts are not passive. They carry energetic weight. When you think about something repeatedly, whether positive or negative, you give it power. The universe doesn't distinguish between good or bad thoughts. It simply responds to what you focus on with the strongest emotion. For example, if you constantly think, "I don't want to be broke," your mind is still focusing on being broke. The universe amplifies that focus and reinforces financial struggle. Instead, shifting the thought to "I am moving toward financial abundance" reprograms your vibration toward wealth. The key is not just thinking about what you want, it's feeling as though you already have it. Emotions are the true catalyst for attraction. The more deeply you feel joy, confidence, and certainty about your desires, the more powerful your energetic pull becomes. Manifestation and alignment. Attraction happens through alignment, not force. Many people misunderstand this law, thinking that simply wishing for something will make it appear. But the law of attraction doesn't respond to words alone. It responds to your entire state of being. If your subconscious beliefs contradict your desires, you create resistance. If you say, "I am wealthy," but deep down you believe money is hard to come by, your dominant vibration is still lack. To truly attract what you want, your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs must be fully aligned with your goal. This is why inner work is essential. Releasing limiting beliefs, shifting focus toward gratitude, and surrounding yourself with positive influences helps strengthen your vibrational match to what you seek. The more you embody the energy of what you want, the faster it finds its way to you. Belief is one of the most powerful forces in the law of attraction. What you believe to be true shapes your perception, actions, and ultimately, your reality. If you expect success, you unconsciously take actions that align with success. If you doubt yourself, even subtly, you create energetic blocks that prevent manifestation. Your subconscious mind holds deep-rooted beliefs formed from past experiences, societal conditioning, and repetitive thoughts. If these beliefs are in conflict with what you desire, they can act as an invisible barrier. For example, if you want to attract love, but subconsciously believe you are not worthy of a deep connection, your energy reflects that belief. The universe responds by matching you with relationships that reinforce your inner doubts. Perhaps partners who are emotionally unavailable, or situations that end in disappointment. The key is to reprogram limiting beliefs and replace them with empowering ones. This is done through affirmations, visualization, and repetition. The more you expose your mind to positive beliefs, the more they become your new reality. Expectation is equally important. If you expect good things to happen, they do. If you expect obstacles, they appear. The universe reflects your dominant expectations, not just your fleeting wishes. Think of it like placing an order at a restaurant. You don't keep questioning whether your meal will arrive. You trust it's on its way. The same principle applies to manifestation. Once you set your intention, trust that the universe is delivering it. Emotional alignment and vibrational shifts. Your emotions are your manifestation compass. When you feel good, joyful, inspired, excited, you are in alignment with high vibrations that attract positive outcomes. When you feel frustrated, doubtful, or fearful, you lower your vibration and attract experiences that mirror those feelings. This doesn't mean you should suppress negative emotions. Instead, observe them without attachment and gently shift your focus to better feeling thoughts. A powerful practice is gratitude. When you appreciate what you already have, you shift your vibration to abundance. This creates a magnetic field that attracts even more things to be grateful for. Another effective method is acting as if. If you desire a successful business, embody the mindset, habits, and confidence of a successful entrepreneur now. If you seek love, radiate self-love, joy, and openness before the relationship arrives. This signals to the universe that you are already aligned with your desire. Manifestation happens when your inner world reflects the reality you see. The more you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desires, the faster they become reality. Your mind is an incredibly powerful manifestation tool. The brain does not distinguish between reality and imagination. It reacts to vivid mental images as if they are truly happening. This is why visualization is a key technique in applying the law of attraction. When you vividly imagine your desired outcome, your brain strengthens the neural pathways associated with that experience. This process, known as mental rehearsal, primes your subconscious mind to recognize and seize opportunities that align with your vision. Elite athletes use this technique to enhance their performance. Before competing, they visualize themselves executing perfect movements, feeling the emotions of victory, and experiencing the rush of success. Studies show that athletes who practice mental rehearsal improve their performance nearly as much as those who physically train. The same principle applies to manifestation. When you visualize yourself succeeding, thriving, and experiencing your desires, you send out a powerful energetic signal that attracts similar experiences into your reality. How to visualize effectively? To make visualization most effective, engage all your senses. Instead of just picturing your dream home, imagine the textures of the furniture, the scent of fresh flowers, the sounds of birds chirping outside, and the feeling of joy as you walk through the space. The more emotionally charged your visualization, the stronger the vibrational pull. Another key is consistency. Just as a plant needs daily sunlight to grow, your desires need consistent mental focus. Spend a few minutes each day vividly imagining your desired reality, reinforcing the belief that it is already unfolding. A helpful method is scripting, writing out a detailed description of your ideal life as if it's happening now. This further imprints the vision into your subconscious and strengthens your belief in its inevitability. Letting go and trusting the process. One of the biggest mistakes people make with the law of attraction is trying to force their manifestations. When you desperately cling to an outcome, you send out a signal of lack and neediness, which repels your desire rather than attracting it. Manifestation happens most smoothly when you maintain a balance of intention and detachment. Set your desire, visualize it, feel it as real, but then release it with trust. Think of planting a seed. You don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You trust the process, water it, and let nature do its work. The same principle applies to manifestation. The universe responds to certainty. When you truly believe something is yours without desperation or doubt, you naturally align with it. Trust in divine timing and remain open to unexpected pathways that may lead you to your goal. While the law of attraction is centered on thoughts and energy, it is not a passive process. Simply wishing for something without taking any real-world action limits the speed and effectiveness of manifestation. The universe responds when you align your intentions with action. Imagine you want to attract a new career opportunity. You visualize the perfect job, feel the excitement of working in that role, and affirm that success is on its way. However, if you never apply for positions, network, or develop the necessary skills, you create resistance in the manifestation process. The universe can only do so much. It needs your physical participation. Aligned action doesn't mean forcing outcomes or working excessively. It means following inspired nudges, trusting your instincts, and taking steps that feel in harmony with your goal. If you're manifesting financial abundance, an inspired action could be starting a side business, learning about investing, or offering a valuable service. If you're manifesting love, it could be cultivating self-love, becoming open to new social experiences, or working on past emotional barriers. Every action sends a message to the universe about what you are ready to receive. The more you move in alignment with your desires, the faster opportunities unfold. Recognizing signs and synchronicities. When you are in alignment with your manifestations, the universe sends signs that you are on the right path. These signs can come in many forms: repeated numbers, like 1111, meaningful coincidences, unexpected encounters, or messages that seem tailor-made for your situation. For example, if you are manifesting a new home, you may start noticing houses for sale in perfect locations, or someone may casually mention a great property deal. If you are manifesting love, you might unexpectedly meet someone who mirrors the qualities you desire in a partner. These signs are not random, they are energetic signals confirming that your desire is in motion. However, many people ignore or dismiss them due to skepticism or overthinking. When you notice a synchronicity, acknowledge it with gratitude. This reinforces your alignment and encourages more of these signs to appear. Avoiding resistance and doubt. One of the biggest blocks to manifestation is resistance, negative thoughts, doubts, or limiting beliefs that counteract your desires. If deep down you feel unworthy, fearful, or impatient, you create vibrational friction that slows the process. Self-awareness is key. Notice when doubt creeps in and consciously shift your focus back to trust and belief. Meditation, affirmations, and surrounding yourself with uplifting influences help dissolve resistance. When you fully trust the process, act in alignment, and remain open to signs, the law of attraction works effortlessly in your favor. One of the most powerful ways to amplify the law of attraction is through gratitude. Gratitude is a high-frequency emotion that aligns your energy with abundance, joy, and fulfillment. When you focus on what you are already grateful for, you create a magnetic pull for even more positive experiences. Many people mistakenly believe they should only feel grateful after their desires manifest. However, true manifestation happens when you express gratitude in advance, as if your goal is already yours. This shifts your mindset from lack to abundance, signaling to the universe that you are in the receiving state. A simple but powerful practice is keeping a gratitude journal. Each morning or night, write down at least 5 things you are grateful for. These can be small moments, a kind word from a stranger, the warmth of the sun, a deep breath of fresh air, or major blessings like health, family, and opportunities. Beyond writing, it's essential to feel the emotion of gratitude. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and immerse yourself in the sensation of appreciation. The more you cultivate this feeling, the stronger your vibrational signal. The role of emotional alignment. Your emotions serve as a compass in the manifestation process. Every emotion you feel carries a specific vibration, and this vibration determines what you attract. High vibrational emotions such as joy, love, excitement, and gratitude align you with positive experiences. On the other hand, low vibrational emotions like fear, frustration, or doubt can create resistance. This doesn't mean you should suppress negative emotions. Instead, become aware of them and shift your focus towards higher vibrational states. One way to do this is through emotional transmutation, replacing negative thoughts with empowering ones. For example, if you feel discouraged about a goal, instead of saying, "It's not happening fast enough," shift to, "Everything is unfolding in perfect timing." If you feel stuck, instead of "I don't know what to do," try "I am open to inspiration and new opportunities." The key is to train your emotional state so that you naturally attract more of what you desire. Meditation, visualization, uplifting music, nature walks, and spending time with positive influences all help to keep your vibration high. Releasing the how and surrendering to divine timing. One of the biggest mistakes people make when using the law of attraction is obsessing over how and when their desires will manifest. This need for control creates energetic resistance, which can slow down or block your manifestations. True manifestation happens when you set a clear intention, take aligned action, and then surrender the outcome. Trust that the universe is orchestrating events in perfect timing. Visualization is one of the most effective techniques for aligning yourself with your desired reality. When you create a clear, vivid mental image of your goal, you activate the same neural pathways in your brain as if the experience were already happening. This strengthens your belief, raises your vibration, and magnetizes opportunities that bring your vision to life. Many successful people, from athletes to entrepreneurs, use visualization to achieve their goals. They mentally rehearse their desired outcomes in rich detail, engaging all their senses. The key is not just seeing the image, but feeling the emotions associated with it. To practice visualization effectively, find a quiet space, close your eyes, and imagine yourself already living your desired reality. If you're manifesting financial success, picture yourself checking your bank account and seeing an abundant balance. If you desire a fulfilling relationship, imagine the warmth of connection and love you share with your ideal partner. Go beyond the image. What sounds, scents, and sensations are present? How does it feel to have what you want? The more real it becomes in your mind, the more powerful your energetic signal to the universe. Consistency is key. Spend at least 5-10 minutes a day immersing yourself in your vision. Over time, this practice rewires your subconscious beliefs, making your manifestation feel inevitable. The role of affirmations. Affirmations are powerful statements that reinforce positive beliefs and intentions. They work by shifting your subconscious programming, replacing doubt and fear with certainty and confidence. For affirmations to be effective, they must be present tense. Speak as if your desire is already yours. Emotionally charged. Feel the truth behind the words. Consistently repeated. The more you affirm, the more your mind accepts it as reality. Examples of powerful affirmations include: I am attracting limitless abundance with ease. Everything I desire is flowing to me effortlessly. I am worthy of love, success, and happiness. My thoughts create my reality, and I choose positivity. You can say affirmations out loud, write them down, or even listen to recorded affirmations while you sleep. The key is to believe in their truth and let them reshape your mindset. Letting go of limiting beliefs. One of the biggest barriers to manifestation is deep-seated limiting beliefs. These are subconscious thoughts that tell you, I'm not good enough, success is hard to achieve, or I don't deserve abundance. To manifest effectively, you must identify and dissolve these beliefs. This can be done through self-reflection, journaling, therapy, or subconscious reprogramming techniques like hypnosis and EFT tapping. Replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones allows you to align fully with your desires. One of the biggest misconceptions about the law of attraction is that you can simply think about what you want and it will magically appear. While thoughts and emotions set the foundation, action is what brings your vision into physical reality. However, not all action is equal. Many people take forced action, pushing, struggling, and trying to control every detail. This often leads to frustration and burnout. Instead, the key is to take inspired action, steps that feel aligned, exciting, and natural. Inspired action is when you follow intuitive nudges that move you toward your goal. It could be as simple as reaching out to a connection, starting a new project, or taking a different route home that leads to an unexpected opportunity. The universe often whispers guidance through gut feelings, synchronicities, and spontaneous ideas. A common sign of inspired action is that it feels effortless and enjoyable. Even if it challenges you, there's a sense of purpose behind it. Trust that each step is leading you exactly where you need to go. To recognize inspired action, practice stillness and mindfulness. When your mind is quiet, you can better hear the subtle guidance directing you toward your highest path. Meditation, journaling, and spending time in nature can help clear mental clutter, so your intuition becomes clearer. Recognizing and following synchronicities. As you align with your desires, the universe starts communicating with you through synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that seem too perfect to be random. These signs confirm that you're on the right path and encourage you to take action. Synchronicities can appear in many forms, seeing repeating numbers like 1111 or 221, hearing a song lyric that answers a question you were just thinking about, running into the right person at the perfect moment, receiving unexpected opportunities or offers. The key is to stay open and aware. When you notice a synchronicity, pause and reflect. What is this trying to tell me? What action should I take next? Trust that these are universal breadcrumbs, guiding you toward your manifestation. Detaching from the outcome, a crucial yet often overlooked aspect of manifestation, is letting go of attachment. When you desperately cling to an outcome, you create resistance. This sends a signal of lack and scarcity, which blocks the very thing you desire. Instead, shift into a mindset of trust and surrender. Know that the universe is always working in your favor, even if things don't unfold exactly as you imagined. Sometimes what you receive is even better than what you originally asked for. Detachment doesn't mean giving up. It means having faith that your desire is on its way without obsessing over the timing or method. Stay open, take aligned action, and let the universe handle the details. While the law of attraction is powerful, it's important to remember that it doesn't always work according to your desired timeline. Patience is a crucial part of the process. The universe has its own sense of timing, and what's meant for you will manifest when you're fully ready to receive it. It's common to become impatient when you're eager for your desires to materialize. You may have been visualizing, affirming, and taking inspired action, yet your goal still hasn't manifested. In these moments, trust that delay does not mean denial. The universe is aligning everything in your favor, and sometimes things need to fall into place behind the scenes before they can appear in your life. While waiting, continue to focus on the present moment. Stay grounded in gratitude and maintain your vibrational alignment with your desire. The longer you hold a positive, open energy, the quicker your manifestations will come into your reality. It's also important to let go of the idea of forcing things to happen. Instead, keep trusting that your desires will unfold in their perfect time. The universe is far more intelligent than we can comprehend, and it's bringing together the right circumstances, people, and events in divine order. The impact of your inner dialogue. Another aspect of the law of attraction that often goes unnoticed is the impact of your inner dialogue, the conversation you have with yourself. Our thoughts shape our reality, and much of that internal dialogue is unconscious. If you constantly tell yourself, "I can't do this, I'm not good enough," or "I'll never have what I want," you are creating a vibration of limitation that repels your desires. To shift this, become aware of your thoughts and how they affect your energy. Replace negative self-talk with empowering beliefs. Instead of saying, "I'm not worthy," say, "I'm worthy of everything I desire." Instead of thinking, "This is too hard," try, "I am capable of achieving anything I set my mind to." Your inner dialogue is a mirror of your external reality. If you change how you speak to yourself, you change the vibrational signal you send out into the world. Over time, your internal shifts will attract external changes, and your desires will begin to flow toward you. The role of self-love. One of the most profound aspects of the law of attraction is the connection between self-love and manifestation. When you truly love and accept yourself, you send out a signal that you are deserving of your desires. This alignment with your self-worth is essential for attracting the abundance and experiences you seek. If you don't feel worthy or love yourself, it becomes difficult to attract what you truly want. Self-love is not about being perfect, it's about embracing yourself fully, with all your flaws and strengths. Start by practicing self-care and treating yourself with kindness. Speak to yourself as you would speak to a loved one. When you feel good about yourself, you are naturally in alignment with your desires, making it easier for the universe to bring them to fruition. As you continue to work with the law of attraction, one of the most powerful things you can do is to trust the process. This means having faith that what you've asked for is already on its way to you, even if it's not visible yet. When you trust the universe and its timing, you release the anxiety and impatience that often block the flow of your manifestations. The universe operates through divine order, which means that everything happens in perfect timing. Sometimes you may feel like you're not getting the results you want, but behind the scenes, these are shifting. Trust that even in moments of uncertainty, your desires are being prepared for you in ways you may not yet see. By letting go of control, you allow the universe to bring your desires to you in a way that exceeds your expectations. Often, what you receive is even better than what you originally imagined. Overcoming doubt. One of the biggest challenges in the manifestation process is overcoming doubt. Doubt creeps in when you start to question whether your desires will ever come true. It can be easy to fall into this mindset, especially if things don't seem to be happening right away. The key to overcoming doubt is faith. Faith in yourself, faith in the process, and faith in the universe. Recognize that doubt is a natural part of the journey, but it doesn't have to control you. When you feel doubt arising, acknowledge it and choose to release it. Refocus on your vision and remind yourself that everything you desire is already on its way. You can also build faith by celebrating the small wins along the way. Even if your desired outcome hasn't fully materialized yet, there are often signs that the universe is responding to your efforts. These signs could be a new connection, a synchronistic event, or a sudden burst of inspiration. Acknowledge and be grateful for these moments, as they are proof that your manifestation is taking form, aligning with your desires daily. Manifesting through the law of attraction requires daily attention. It's not about hoping and wishing for something once and then forgetting about it. It's about aligning yourself every single day with the energy of your desires. This means regularly practicing visualization, affirmations, and gratitude. It also means doing things that make you feel good and keep your vibration high. Engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment, whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing a hobby, or simply being in nature. The more you align with your desires on a daily basis, the faster and more easily they will manifest. Your energy becomes a magnet for the things you want, and as you consistently align with them, they start to show up in your life. The power of gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for enhancing your manifestation practice. When you focus on what you already have and express deep appreciation for it, you raise your vibration. Gratitude sends a signal to the universe that you are in alignment with abundance, and this energy invites more good things into your life. Start by keeping a gratitude journal, writing down at least 3 things you're grateful for every day. These can be big or small, anything that brings you joy or appreciation. When you express gratitude, you shift your focus away from what's missing and toward the abundance that is already present. As you continue to express gratitude, you'll notice that more and more things start to flow toward you. The universe will respond to your appreciation, and soon you'll be attracting even greater manifestations. A crucial element in the manifestation process is learning to release resistance. Resistance can come in many forms: fear, doubt, worry, or the belief that your desires aren't possible. These feelings create a vibrational block that prevents your desires from coming into your life. To release resistance, you must first recognize it. Pay attention to any negative emotions that arise when you think about your desires. Do you feel anxious or doubtful? Do you believe that achieving your goals is too hard or impossible? These are signs of resistance, and they are often rooted in limiting beliefs that need to be addressed. One way to overcome resistance is to practice surrender, letting go of the need to control every aspect of your manifestation. This doesn't mean giving up on your goals. It means trusting that the universe knows the best way to bring them into your life. You don't need to figure everything out yourself. The universe is always working behind the scenes, setting things in motion for your highest good. The power of faith in the unknown. A key part of releasing resistance is learning to have faith in the unknown. Manifestation often involves stepping into the unknown, which can be uncomfortable. It's natural to want certainty, but true manifestation requires a leap of faith into the unseen. When you trust the process, you stop trying to force or control how things will unfold. Instead, you embrace the uncertainty and remain open to the many ways your desires can show up. This mindset shift allows the universe to work in unexpected, beautiful ways. The role of visualization. Visualization is one of the most powerful techniques for manifesting your desires. When you vividly imagine your goal as if it has already come true, you send a clear signal to the universe. The more detailed and emotional your visualization, the stronger the energy you put out. It's important to visualize regularly, ideally every day. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and picture yourself living your desired reality. What does it look like? What does it feel like? The more immersed you become in the experience, the more you will align with the energy of that reality. You can also combine visualization with emotion. Feel the joy, excitement, and gratitude that would come with achieving your goal. This emotional charge increases the vibrational frequency of your desire and brings it closer to you. The role of affirmations. In addition to visualization, affirmations are another powerful tool for reinforcing your manifestation practice. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself in order to reprogram your subconscious mind. By consistently affirming your desired reality, you begin to believe that it is not only possible but inevitable. When you repeat affirmations such as "I am worthy of my desires," "I am aligned with abundance," or "my dreams are already on their way," you shift your mindset into one of abundance and belief. This shift is crucial for attracting what you desire. As with visualization, it's important to practice affirmations daily. Speak them with conviction and emotion as if they are already true. The more consistent and passionate you are about your affirmations, the more they will rewire your energy to match your desired reality. One of the most fundamental aspects of the law of attraction is aligning with the energy of abundance. The universe is abundant, offering limitless opportunities, wealth, love, and success. However, to attract abundance into your life, you must first believe that you are worthy of it and that there is enough to go around for everyone. If you have limiting beliefs around money, success, or love, these beliefs will block the flow of abundance into your life. For instance, if you subconsciously believe that there's not enough money in the world, or that success is reserved for a select few, you create a vibration of scarcity. This scarcity mindset repels the very things you are trying to manifest. To align with abundance, start by recognizing and shifting your limiting beliefs. Begin to see money, success, and love as infinite resources that are always available to you. When you believe in abundance, you open the floodgates for these things to flow into your life. One way to shift your mindset is by practicing gratitude for the abundance you already have. When you appreciate the wealth, love, and opportunities that currently exist in your life, you send out a message to the universe that you are open to receiving even more. By focusing on the abundance you have, you align yourself with the energy of infinite possibility rather than the energy of lack. Embracing the present moment. Another important principle of the law of attraction is embracing the present moment. The more you focus on the present, the more you align with your desires. Often, when we focus too much on the future or dwell on the past, we lose touch with the power of the present. The present moment is where all of your power lies, and it's where you can consciously create your future. To fully embrace the present moment, practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the act of being fully present, paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. When you practice mindfulness, you increase your awareness and become more attuned to the energy you're emitting. This helps you stay in alignment with your desires, rather than getting distracted by doubts or fears. Trusting your intuition. Another essential aspect of the law of attraction is trusting your intuition. Your intuition is your inner guidance system, always leading you toward your highest good. When you're in alignment with your desires, your intuition will often nudge you to take inspired action or follow a certain path. Listening to your intuition means trusting your gut feelings, even when they don't always make logical sense. Your intuition is connected to the energy of your desires and helps guide you toward the opportunities, people, and experiences that will help manifest your goals. To strengthen your intuition, take quiet time each day to listen to yourself. Whether through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence, make space for your intuition to speak. The more you listen to your inner voice, the easier it becomes to follow the guidance that leads you to your desires. The power of belief. Belief is the cornerstone of the law of attraction. Without belief in your desires, it's difficult for them to manifest. Your beliefs shape your reality, so it's essential to believe that you deserve what you desire, and that it's possible for you to have it. If you doubt that your goals can manifest, you create a vibrational mismatch between yourself and your desires. The stronger your belief in your dreams, the more aligned you become with the energy of your desires. To strengthen your belief, consistently affirm and visualize your desires. Surround yourself with people and experiences that support your vision. The more you believe in yourself, the more the universe will reflect that belief back to you. In the manifestation process, detachment is a crucial yet often overlooked concept. Detachment does not mean giving up on your desires or abandoning them. Instead, it means releasing the emotional attachment to the outcome. When you become overly attached to a specific outcome, you can create resistance, which limits your ability to manifest your desires. When you let go of attachment, you free yourself from the stress, anxiety, and impatience that often accompany the desire for something. It's natural to want your goals to materialize quickly, but the key to successful manifestation is to trust the process and let go of the timeline. To practice detachment, start by acknowledging your desire, but then allow yourself to release it. This is often easier said than done, but it's important to trust that the universe will bring your desires to you at the perfect time. A great way to practice detachment is through meditation or deep breathing. These practices help you cultivate a sense of inner peace and ease, which allows you to trust the process and stay in alignment with your desires without becoming fixated on the outcome. The importance of patience. Patience plays a significant role in the manifestation process. While the law of attraction works instantly on the energy level, the physical world takes time to align with your desires. It's important to recognize that just because you can't see the results right away doesn't mean they aren't coming. In moments of impatience, remind yourself that everything is unfolding in divine timing. Trust that the universe is always working behind the scenes to bring you the opportunities, people, and circumstances you need to manifest your desires. To cultivate patience, practice staying grounded and present. Focus on the things you can control, such as your thoughts and emotions, rather than trying to control the exact timing of your desires. The more you trust the process, the more patience you will develop. The role of consistent action. While the law of attraction emphasizes the importance of thoughts and emotions, consistent action is also essential for manifestation. Manifesting your desires doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for them to show up. It requires taking inspired action toward your goals. Inspired action is action that feels aligned with your desires. It comes from a place of intuition and guidance, rather than force or effort. When you take action that feels exciting or right, you send a strong signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. Remember, the universe cannot bring your desires to you if you are not actively engaging in the process. Whether that means taking steps toward a goal, making connections, or learning new skills, consistent action moves you closer to your dreams. Creating an abundant environment. Finally, creating an abundant environment is essential for manifesting your desires. The people, places, and things around you influence your energy. If you're surrounded by negativity, doubt, or scarcity, it can be difficult to align with the energy of abundance. Take a look at the people you interact with regularly. Are they supportive of your dreams? Do they encourage positivity and growth? If not, it may be time to limit your exposure to negative influences. Surround yourself with people who inspire you and who share your vision for a positive and abundant future. Additionally, consider the physical space you occupy. Is it organized, clean, and conducive to positive energy? A cluttered or chaotic environment can affect your mindset and hinder the flow of abundance. Take time to declutter and create a space that reflects the vibrancy and abundance you wish to attract. The ultimate key to manifesting your dreams is to live in alignment with them. To do this, it's important to live as though your desires have already manifested. When you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality you wish to create, you send a powerful signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. Start by visualizing your goals as if they've already come true. Imagine the feelings, experiences, and circumstances that will accompany the fulfillment of your desires. As you vividly imagine these scenarios, feel the joy, satisfaction, and gratitude that will arise in that moment. This emotional experience helps create a strong vibrational match with your desires. Living in alignment also means acting as if your desires are inevitable. This doesn't mean you should pretend or fake it. It means you should take steps toward your goals and carry yourself with the belief that you are worthy of receiving all that you desire. Whether through small actions or big leaps, consistently act as if the universe is already delivering. Being open to receive. Another critical aspect of the law of attraction is being open to receive. Often we focus so much on attracting what we want that we forget to create space to receive it. Whether it's money, love, success, or opportunities, it's essential to have an open heart and mind, ready to embrace the gifts the universe brings. Part of being open to receiving involves releasing feelings of unworthiness. If you feel that you're not deserving of the abundance you desire, you create resistance that blocks the flow of your manifestations. Recognize your worthiness and allow yourself to accept all the blessings that are on their way. It's also important to remain open to receiving in unexpected forms. Sometimes the universe delivers your desires in ways you didn't foresee or through people, situations, or opportunities you didn't expect. Stay open-minded and trust that the universe is always guiding you toward your best outcome, even if it doesn't look the way you imagined. Final thoughts on the law of attraction. The law of attraction is a powerful tool that allows you to co-create your reality. By aligning your thoughts, emotions and actions with your desires, you activate the universe's natural flow of abundance. Remember that your mind is a magnet, attracting whatever it focuses on, so choose to focus on what you truly want. It's important to practice patience, trust the process, and stay consistent with your positive thoughts and actions. As you continue to align with your desires, you'll begin to notice the universe conspiring in your favor, bringing you the people, opportunities, and experiences that help make your dreams come true. Manifestation is a journey, not a destination, and every step you take brings you closer to the life you've always dreamed of. Keep your energy high, stay aligned, and remain open to receiving the incredible abundance that the universe has in store for you. With belief, clarity, and faith, you can harness the law of attraction to create a life full of prosperity, joy, and endless possibility. Keep vibrating at the frequency of your desires, and remember, the universe is always ready to respond to the energy you send out. The law of cause and effect. The law of cause and effect is a universal principle that governs everything in the universe. It's a law that states that every cause has an equal and opposite effect. This means that everything you do, say, or think creates a ripple effect that will eventually return to you in some form. Whether you're conscious of it or not, the actions you take, the thoughts you think, and the feelings you experience all serve as causes that will lead to specific effects in your life. This law is a powerful reminder that we are constantly creating our reality, moment by moment, through the energy we emit. In practical terms, this law teaches us that nothing happens by accident. Every situation, relationship, and experience you encounter is a result of past causes, which could have been conscious decisions, unconscious beliefs, or actions you've taken at some point. This is why it's essential to realize that we are the creators of our own experiences, and our current circumstances are the result of our past choices. If you're not satisfied with your current reality, it's important to examine the causes, thoughts, beliefs, and actions that have led you here, and make conscious adjustments moving forward. It's important to understand that the law of cause and effect operates on both a macro and micro level. At a macro level, it applies to large-scale events, like global or societal shifts. On a micro level, it applies to the personal and individual aspects of life, such as the outcome of a conversation or a decision you made. Every small choice or action you take sets the stage for the future outcomes you will experience. These can be seen as the subtle ripples that create waves in your life, shaping both your present and future. Every thought you think, every word you speak, and every action you take has a direct impact on your reality. Positive thoughts, words, and actions, when combined, send out an energetic vibration that aligns with positive outcomes. For example, if you think positive, optimistic thoughts, they will guide you to make decisions that support your highest good. These decisions, in turn, create positive results that can lead to the fulfillment of your desires. Conversely, when your thoughts are negative or filled with self-doubt, it can result in actions that hold you back. This creates a cycle of negative effects, where you might feel stuck or find it difficult to manifest your desires. Negative actions, such as procrastination or avoiding responsibility, will generate corresponding results, such as missed opportunities or Therefore, understanding the law of cause and effect means becoming mindful of what you're putting out into the world. It's about being aware of your thoughts, feelings, words, and actions, and recognizing that each one of these is an energetic cause. If you want to create the life you desire, you must first ensure that your thoughts and actions are in alignment with that desire. Every small action or thought creates an energetic imprint, and by being intentional with your energy, you can start to shift the effects that you experience. By embracing the law of cause and effect, you are empowered to take full responsibility for your life and your circumstances. This law shows you that your future can be shaped by the choices you make today. Whether it's making small adjustments or taking bold steps toward your goals, the law encourages you to act with purpose, knowing that every move you make has the power to create positive outcomes. When you grasp the true meaning of the law of cause and effect, it can dramatically shift how you approach life. This law empowers you with the knowledge that you are the creator of your reality, and that every action you take, every decision you make, and every thought you entertain will lead to a result. This awareness shifts your perspective and encourages you to be more intentional in your life choices. Whether you realize it or not, you are always sending out energy into the universe, and it is returned to you in ways that can support your desires or hinder your progress. To work with this law, it's important to first understand that everything in life is a result of past causes, and those causes can be changed. If you're not where you want to be in life, whether it's financially, emotionally, or physically, you have the power to change that by altering your actions and thought patterns. This means you can change your reality by making conscious, positive decisions in alignment with your goals. The law of cause and effect highlights that you are not a passive participant in life, but an active creator of your circumstances. A key component of this law is that everything you put out into the world is a cause that will inevitably lead to an effect. The energy you send out is a direct reflection of the energy you receive. The universe responds to the energy you project, whether that's positive or negative. So, if you are constantly complaining, doubting yourself, or focusing on what's going wrong, the universe will mirror that energy back to you, creating more situations that reflect those negative emotions. On the other hand, when you focus on gratitude, abundance, and positivity, the universe will respond by bringing you more opportunities, experiences, and people that reflect those positive energies. One of the most profound aspects of this law is that time is a key factor in understanding the effects of your causes. It's not always immediately apparent how your actions will return to you, and this is where patience and trust in the process come in. The effects of your actions might not show up right away, but rest assured, they are in motion. For example, if you begin focusing on personal development and making positive changes, it might take time for those efforts to bear fruit. However, as long as you stay aligned with your goals and consistently take positive actions, the effects will come in time. Patience, therefore, is a necessary quality when working with the law of cause and effect. It's essential to trust that the universe is responding to the causes you're sending out, and while you may not see immediate results, those results will eventually manifest. Every effort you make, no matter how small, is a cause that sets into motion a chain of events, leading to your desired effect. This might involve changing your habits, learning new skills, or simply making a commitment to your goals. Additionally, the law of cause and effect is a reminder that you have the power to break free from negative cycles. If you find yourself stuck in a pattern of failure or frustration, you have the ability to change that by altering your thoughts and actions. This law teaches us that we are not victims of our circumstances, but active participants in creating our destiny. No matter where you're starting from, you can choose to shift the causes that are influencing your life and start creating the outcomes you truly desire. As you continue to understand the law of cause and effect, it becomes increasingly clear that awareness is key to mastering this law. The law itself is neutral, it simply reflects the energy you put out into the world. By becoming aware of your thoughts, feelings, and actions, you gain the power to shape the effects you experience. Awareness allows you to spot patterns in your life, patterns that might be influencing the results you're getting. If you don't like what's showing up, you can identify the underlying causes and make adjustments accordingly. For example, you consistently find yourself struggling with relationships or financial difficulties. It's crucial to take a step back and reflect on your actions and beliefs. What causes are you putting out there? Are you holding limiting beliefs about money or love? Are you making decisions that keep you stuck in negative patterns? The more you examine your own behavior, the more you'll begin to see how the energy you send out is creating the results you're experiencing. This awareness empowers you to take responsibility for the causes you've set in motion and to take deliberate steps to create new ones. Another important aspect of the law of cause and effect is that it encourages personal growth. When you understand that your current reality is the result of past causes, you begin to realize that the power to change is within you. If there's something you don't like about your life, it's within your control to change it by making different choices moving forward. For instance, if you find yourself constantly stressed and overwhelmed, you can take action to change your mindset, prioritize self-care, and manage your time more effectively. Each small change you make shifts the energy you are putting out, which in turn leads to new effects and new opportunities. The law of cause and effect also teaches us about consequences. Everything you do has consequences, and those consequences can be either positive or negative. The consequences of your actions might not always be immediately obvious, but they are always present. For example, when you choose to act with kindness, the universe reflects that kindness back to you in some form. Conversely, if you act with anger or resentment, you may find that the results you experience are full of conflict and disharmony. The law emphasizes that we are always experiencing the consequences of our actions, whether we're aware of them or not. One powerful way to apply this law to your life is by practicing intentional living. When you live with intention, you are conscious of the energy you're putting out into the world. You become proactive instead of reactive, making decisions based on your desires and values rather than external circumstances. This allows you to align your thoughts, words, and actions with the results you want to manifest. Intentional living creates a feedback loop, where your positive energy continues to generate positive effects, leading to even more growth and alignment with your goals. Ultimately, the law of cause and effect reminds us that we are always in the driver's seat of our lives. No matter what has happened in the past, we have the power to change the future by shifting our thoughts, words, and actions today. Every small decision you make is a cause, and every cause will eventually bring an effect. By becoming intentional and aware of the energy you send out into the universe, you can create the life you truly desire. As you continue to integrate the law of cause and effect into your life, one of the most profound realizations is that everything you experience is a reflection of your inner state. This means that the external world is simply mirroring your internal world. If you are constantly focused on scarcity, fear, and doubt, those energies will attract corresponding experiences into your life. However, when you focus on abundance, trust, and love, you will notice that more of those qualities begin to manifest around you. This concept is grounded in the idea that the external world is a mirror of your internal state. Think about how your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions shape your perceptions. For example, if you believe that you're unworthy of success or happiness, you may find yourself self-sabotaging or avoiding opportunities that come your way. The cause, your internal belief, creates the effect of missed opportunities or feelings of frustration. On the other hand, when you believe that you are worthy of great things, your actions reflect that belief, and you will naturally move toward opportunities that align with your worthiness. The law of cause and effect also invites us to understand that conscious actions have more power than unconscious reactions. When we live unconsciously, we tend to react to life's challenges with habitual responses often rooted in fear, anger, or other limiting beliefs. These unconscious reactions create their own effects, often reinforcing negative cycles. But when we act consciously, from a place of awareness and intention, we break free from those cycles and create new, positive effects. For example, imagine you're facing a challenging situation, perhaps a difficult conversation with a friend or coworker. If you react unconsciously, you may let anger or frustration guide your response. This reaction could escalate the situation and create an effect of conflict or misunderstanding. However, if you take a moment to pause, breathe, and choose a conscious response rooted in empathy and understanding, the effect will be much different. By being aware of your thoughts and emotions, you are actively choosing the cause, and the effect will reflect the intention behind your actions. This is a powerful realization. You have the ability to choose how you respond to every situation, and in doing so, you are creating the cause that will influence the effect. The more you practice conscious living, the more control you have over the outcomes in your life. It's important to remember that even in the most challenging situations, you always have the power to choose your response. Every decision you make, whether small or large, is a cause that leads to an effect. Another important aspect of this law is the idea that every action has a ripple effect. A seemingly small decision or gesture can create far-reaching consequences. For example, choosing to help someone in need might seem like a small act of kindness, but the ripple effect can be profound. That person might feel inspired to pass the kindness on to others, creating a chain of positive energy that spreads throughout the world. The law shows us that our actions, no matter how small, have a much bigger impact than we realize, and they can create ripples of positive change in the world. When you recognize this ripple effect, it becomes clear that every choice you make matters. Whether you are consciously aware of it or not, you are always contributing to the overall energy in the world. This realization empowers you to make decisions that align with your highest values and contribute to the collective good. In closing, the law of cause and effect offers an invitation to take full responsibility for the life you are living. Every moment presents an opportunity to choose the cause you want to create. Whether you're aware of it or not, you are always contributing to the universe's flow through your thoughts, actions, and energy. The beauty of this law is that it is empowering. It reminds you that you have control over the effects that manifest in your life. Consider your current situation. Whether it's a positive experience or a challenge, It's important to realize that the causes that led to this moment have been created by your past thoughts, actions, and beliefs. If you want to change your reality, the first step is to take ownership of your role in creating it. When you accept responsibility, you take the power back into your own hands, allowing you to shift your mindset, your behavior, and your responses to life's challenges. This is a transformative realization when you understand that you are the creator of your reality. It opens up limitless possibilities for change and growth. The law of cause and effect doesn't just apply to individual actions, but also to collective energy. The way we interact with others, the thoughts we share, and the energy we contribute to society all create ripple effects that extend beyond us. Our collective energy shapes the world we live in. So when we commit to positive causes, whether that's acts of kindness, compassion, or love, we contribute to a greater sense of harmony and well-being. This law reminds us that we are part of something much larger than ourselves, and that our actions influence the collective energy of the world. When you live with the understanding of this law, you begin to see life through a lens of empowerment rather than victimhood. Rather than feeling at the mercy of external circumstances, you understand that you can shift your reality by shifting your actions and mindset. Every thought, no matter how small, is a cause that will ultimately create an effect. This knowledge puts you in a position of power because it gives you the ability to change your reality from the inside out. As you continue to apply the law of cause and effect, remember that it's a continuous, ongoing process. It's not about one perfect action or decision, but rather about a series of intentional actions that align with your desired outcomes. Small, positive causes consistently build momentum, leading to bigger effects over time. Your actions compound, and the results can be profound. Even the smallest effort, whether it's a shift in mindset, a kind word to someone, or a new habit, can create a ripple effect that changes your life in ways you can't yet imagine. In the end, this law is not just about being in control of your personal life, it's also about creating positive change in the world. You have the power to create a ripple of positive effects that extend far beyond your own life. Every action, no matter how small, contributes to the larger web of interconnectedness. When you live intentionally and consciously, you are not just shaping your own life, but you are also contributing to the collective good. How some laws interlink. The law of vibration asserts that everything in the universe, including our thoughts and emotions, is made of energy and vibrates at a specific frequency. This means that everything we experience is influenced by the vibration we are emitting, whether we are aware of it or not. Frequency of your thoughts and emotions determines the type of experiences you attract into your life. Positive, high-frequency thoughts and feelings attract positive experiences, while negative, low-frequency vibrations pull in challenges and hardships. By understanding the law of vibration, we realize that our internal state has a direct impact on our external reality. We are not passive observers of our lives, but active participants in shaping our experiences. The power lies in choosing the vibrations we put out into the world, as these will eventually return to us. By focusing on cultivating a mindset of positivity, love, and gratitude, we can shift our own vibrations and begin attracting experiences that align with those higher frequencies. One key takeaway is that you have the power to control your vibrations by becoming mindful of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Whenever you catch yourself falling into negative thought patterns, it's an opportunity to consciously shift your energy. By making small adjustments in how we think, feel, and act, we can elevate our vibration and consequently change the trajectory of our lives. The law of cause and effect teaches us that every action has a corresponding result. Every thought, word, and deed sets a chain of events in motion that ultimately leads to consequences. Understanding this law empowers us to take full responsibility for the outcomes we experience in life. By becoming aware of the causes we are setting into motion, we gain the ability to control and direct the effects. A powerful takeaway is that, through conscious decision-making, we can influence our destiny. If we are unhappy with the effects we are experiencing, it's essential to look at the causes we've been creating. By shifting our actions, attitudes, and beliefs, we can change the course of our lives. The law of cause and effect also emphasizes that our actions, no matter how small, have a ripple effect. Even a kind word or gesture can set off a chain of positive events. By living with intention and awareness, we align our thoughts and actions with the results we want to create. Every moment is an opportunity to create positive causes that will lead to positive effects, making this law an empowering tool for personal growth and transformation. The law of attraction is one of the most widely discussed laws in the realm of personal development. It states that like attracts like, that is, the energy you emit will attract similar energy from the universe. If you focus on positive thoughts, feelings, and intentions, you will attract positive people, circumstances, and opportunities into your life. Conversely, focusing on negativity or fear can attract unwanted circumstances. To leverage the law of attraction effectively, it's important to be clear about what you want and to align your thoughts and emotions with your desires. Visualization, affirmation, and gratitude practices can help you focus on the energy of what you want to manifest. However, the key takeaway is that the law operates on the principle of vibration. You attract what you are, not just what you think about. If you want to manifest abundance, love, or success, you must cultivate the inner state of abundance, love, or success first. By staying aligned with your desires, maintaining a positive mindset, and consistently taking inspired action, the universe will reflect back the energy you are sending out. The law of attraction is a powerful tool for manifesting your ideal life, and it works best when combined with the understanding of other universal laws, such as those of vibration and cause and effect. The law of perpetual transmutation states that energy is always in motion, and that it's constantly changing forms. This law reveals that nothing in the universe is ever static. Everything is in a constant state of flux. This gives us the power to change our circumstances by transmuting the energy we're currently experiencing into something more beneficial. The key takeaway here is that you are not stuck in any situation. Even if you are facing challenging circumstances, you can shift the energy around you by changing your mindset and actions. For example, if you are feeling overwhelmed or defeated, you can transmute those feelings into determination and focus. This shift in energy will lead to different experiences, as the law of perpetual transmutation ensures that your energy is constantly evolving. This law also reminds us that we are always creating energy, whether consciously or unconsciously. By becoming mindful of how we direct our energy, we can begin to transmute negative or stagnant energy into opportunities for growth and progress. Every moment presents a chance to change the flow of energy in our lives, giving us the ability to manifest positive transformation. The law of polarity is based on the idea that everything in the universe has an opposite. Hot and cold, light and dark, joy and sorrow, all things exist in pairs of opposites. This law teaches us that contrasts are necessary for understanding and experiencing the full spectrum of life. The key takeaway from this law is that challenges and obstacles are not negative, they are essential for growth and understanding. Without experiencing hardship, we wouldn't fully appreciate moments of peace and happiness. Embracing the dual nature of existence allows us to navigate life's ups and downs with more ease and grace. Whenever you find yourself in a challenging situation, remind yourself that it is a temporary part of the bigger picture, and there is always a higher lesson to learn. The law of polarity helps us shift our perspective, allowing us to see the value in every experience, both positive and negative. By accepting life's inherent duality, we can move forward with a sense of balance and harmony, knowing that every obstacle carries the potential for growth and transformation. The law of inspired action tells us that while thoughts and intentions are important, they must be paired with action to manifest results. This law teaches us that we cannot simply think our desires into existence, we must take deliberate, inspired action toward our goals. Inspiration comes when we are aligned with our desires and our higher purpose. When we take inspired action, the universe works with us to bring our dreams into reality. Together, these laws give us the tools we need to manifest and live a life of fulfillment. By applying the principles of vibration, cause and effect, attraction, transmutation, polarity, and inspired action, we align ourselves with the natural flow of the universe and begin to create the reality we desire.